Bro, I don't know about you, but on social media and with like content, I don't feel attached too much to the engagement rate, like to the views, all of that. I do care, and I care for it to grow, but I do care about like if specific people and like the same people are like staying with it. You know what I mean? Like building that core. So that's what I like largely aim for, is like eventually I want like a big, you know, support group.
Right.
What do you see for your podcast and your like media ventures in general? Like what do you want further than likes and like, you know, like whatever gets you like the top of the algorithm? What do you want further than that?
I would say just spread the knowledge, spread the wealth, really. Majority of my audience are minorities, so it's like, or I should say is in the minority, so it's just like me thinking of like the young, because even like young kids that look up to me and stuff like that, they tell me to watch the podcast. It means a lot to me because it's like, that is what I aim for, but it's crazy to actually see it actually happening. Because for me, it's like my content, I mean, my platform for the viewers out there listening, or listeners out there listening, I should say, is for entrepreneurs, right? So obviously all the entrepreneurs around New York City, whether they're upcoming, some of them are already established, is, you know, they come up, talk about the industry, talk about their journey, talk about their business, other ventures they might have, their own personal life if they want to. And from there, it's like, I just want like the listeners that are listening to my podcast to like, not just listen for like the entertainment, but listen for the knowledge, listen for the information. And probably it might inspire or help somebody with what they're doing already, or inspire somebody to jumpstart something. You feel me? So for me, it's just like, to answer your question, that's really it. It's just passing the knowledge, really passing the wealth, especially with the younger age. It's like everybody's learning off of social media. You know, people are, and especially now that a lot of people are starting to like, I guess you'd say, push away from education, like saying, you know, you don't need to go to college.
Like
and
institutional education.
Yeah, but like people push away that knowledge. I mean, I said push away knowledge. Push away like just the idea of going to school and stuff like that. It's like, okay, like what's the second outlet they could go to? The internet, mainly social media. So it's like the same way, you know, the streaming stuff could, you know, pop up on your timeline. The sports stuff could pop up on your timeline. How about a little educational stuff that pop up to your timeline, especially from who it's coming from, like a young black male, you feel me? Or young, well, not just me, but young black male as my co-host, young black female as my co-host, and also our guests that we bring up. Then, I mean, they don't have to be black specifically, because we've had people of all different cultures on our platform so far. But, you know, just seeing young people that's really getting to it, really doing something productive with themselves and trying to give back to the community, and just kick knowledge to everybody. Like, that's really the aim of my podcast and what we do everything for. So whether it's through us or through the guests. And often, I don't like, I like saying this, especially because they blocked me, but Earn Your Leisure, like, I've been getting comparisons to them in terms of what I do. So it's like, especially for the audience out here, if you're big into Earn Your Leisure, check my platform out, because you'll see a lot of parallels there. And not just the parallels, but you also see, I guess you say, more raw, organic, in the sense of you're seeing people come up, as opposed to Earn Your Leisure, where it's like that at this point right now, they have more established people. They have celebrities, influencers, multimillionaires, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I've had the privilege of having similar type of people up there, like millionaires and stuff like that. But, you know, it still feels bittersweet when you see like somebody on my platform, you like their story, you follow them, and then like, let's say 2-3 years from now, they're like this big CEO of whatever, or, you know, big celebrity, whatever it is.
They were working on worked out.
It worked out in their favor, yeah.
So this makes me think of a few things. All right, so first, just to make it clear, your podcast and platform encourages entrepreneurs, specifically in New York City, but broadly, to pursue whatever entrepreneurial expedition they want to go on, and take the stories from your platform to apply it to their lives, and just the knowledge from other people's experience to kind of just like recreate, or, you know, do their own version of the people on your platform.
Yeah.
Because it's also people who are in their position. A lot of these CEOs don't really share their story or their come up necessarily, or the details, but they're already established, like on Earn Your Leisure. But on your platform, you can see, here's what I just finished doing to be where I'm at. I'm not at that final step yet, but I probably will be soon.
Exactly.
So you can follow my journey, type thing. I mean, that's not a log line, but that's like the best.
No, I mean that's probably the best way to describe it. And listen, like this is me as the person that created it. I could even explain it that way. So it's like, I mean, a little bit of the nerves.
I just want to
a little bit of the nerves though, but
to everybody, because it is a very noble way to do, content. Like that's not really what most people do it for, is like a purpose. So the other thing that it makes me think of is, oh, by the way, our reunion, my class's reunion was on Friday, 2015 reunion, 10 year.
Yeah.
Yo, it's crazy.
Shout out
but we'll talk about that. But it makes me think of Xavier's "Men for Others" like slogan.
and it was crazy because we really treated it like a cliche.
Oh, like, yeah, no
people
doubt.
Used to sarcastically say it and teachers would laugh and stuff like that, but
no doubt.
A lot of stuff that we do really is a lot of things that we do are really like examples of being men for others, so.
Yeah, whether we like it or not, if you went through the years of Xavier, you come out doing something for a reason. You're not going to go through all of that for no reason. And all of that means a hardship of high school, like going to school every day, no matter what, can't be late, can't miss out on your homework, you can't cheat, you can't get caught. This mad strict. Like you're not getting through all 4 years if you're not like, I know why I'm doing this. Maybe you don't really know like that because you're mad young, but like, why would you stick with something? You would tell your parents like, I don't want to go anymore.
I mean, we've seen it.
We see, yeah.
We've had
that's true.
We both. I know we both have a good share of friends who just left. They want to stick around, so
right. So
it just wasn't for them.
Right.
You can't knock them for it.
It's kind of like if you go through those years, it's because you are probably going to embody that mission of being a man for others, taking sacrifice, being good on behalf of either the greater good or God, however you see it, really the same thing. So you trying to do good by other people, and Xavier really does it through service, through like acts. And so, I mean, creating is like a huge act of service. So especially if you're like creating value for someone else, that's really what you're doing. So how much of Xavier, whether it's teachers, the slogans that we hear, even the chants down to the religion classes, what is it that you think impacted you the most or impacts you currently to create the way you do for that purpose? And just how has it shaped you?
I would say the whole journey in so many different aspects, from the education to the faith to, I would say education and faith were the two main things there. And I feel like they both play their roles in what I do. The education, of course, because, molded me to want to seek more knowledge. A lot of the guests that come up on my show, they're not just guests that I just have them here for the audience. They're here for me too. I take notes, like not literally, but I write down my notes, in my head, obviously. And even I go back and rewatch it. I take note of certain things.
Be gems in your own work.
Yeah, because it's like, because that's the thing. It's not even just entrepreneurs. There's business professionals that are up there. There's creatives that come up there. And I mean, they're all entrepreneurs in their own sense as well. But just understanding things like credit, taxes, what else?
The basics that we never learned in high school.
And it's crazy because Xavier actually has programs.
Oh, now Xavier got everything now, bro.
Yeah, I see they got a stock, like they got a stock, what do you call it, a stock course?
Yeah.
Or I think it's a club. I see they have
an entrepreneurs club.
Yeah.
Like I presented at that club. I'm like,
oh, really?
Bro, these kids are asking me questions like, how do you make money off this? How much time do you spend doing that? Like genuine, insightful questions that I have the answers to. Maybe I have to think about them a little bit, but I'm like, yo, y'all are mad young. Think about the critical questions.
And that's great.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Like I would pay for my kid to go to Xavier. Like I
was thinking about
maybe
that
I will. It's like it's that serious.
I had a random thought about that last night.
What was it?
No, I'm saying like my kid going to Xavier.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I said if I'm still in New York, I'll definitely push that.
Yeah, if I'm in New York, that's like one of the only saving graces. I mean, bro, New York is Babylon, bro. It's a bad spot that it's in. It's crazy. It's too wild, and I would not raise a kid here. I'm built for it. And I mean, I know you built for it too. Like if you from New York, you could stand it. But a family here, it got to change a little bit. And it's mad bread.
Oh no, of course.
It's all over the map though. But if my kid was here, you going to Xavier, bro. Like you can't be out in these public school streets.
Nah. Yeah, and
public school is, oh man, especially in the future.
Yeah. I would say too, like going back to your question, I would say like when it comes to the faith part of my answer, I would say faith in the sense of course, doing the service itself, but always remembering your why. Now I know a lot of people would say my why is something beneficial if it's monetary, but also just from a spiritual standpoint, it's like understanding like maybe this is your call to like action, like this is your purpose. This is what God's calling you to do and stuff like that. So Xavier always they've always molded me to believe that everything I'm doing for the greater good, right? And not just the greater good, but also too because like everything I do is out of happiness. Like stuff like this makes me happy. Whether I could fail, I could lose all my subscribers, viewers, all that. I'm still happy that I did it. You know what I mean?
Your creations, because they have meaning. They have so much meaning. Did you do the Viktor Frankl course in like I think it was religion? You remember that Man's Search for Meaning?
That was that was a book. Like we had to read that. That wasn't like you say a course. What do you mean by that?
Oh no, I just meant like reading the book and doing the coursework for it. Yeah. Just like, you know, being thorough with it, which is what we had to do. We spent like months on it. Yeah, but with meaning, that's what it is. Is like suffering without meaning. Well, struggle without meaning is suffering. That's what it is. That was like the equation that he used to categorize things. Like if this has no meaning, that's just like straight up suffering. But if it's struggling with a purpose, it starts to become like who you are.
Oh, you used to always reference the suffering servant, right? And obviously when we hear the story of the suffering servant, the first person that comes to mind is Jesus. But he always taught us like the suffering servant was really anybody, if you really think about it.
Right, everybody has their own version. Oh, that's deep.
Yeah.
Is that what the story was supposed to invoke? Is that the suffering servant could be anybody, or is it supposed to be Jesus?
I mean, to this day, I still think of Jesus because it's like the story was literally his story. Like it's, I mean, if you read
like
it,
you know how those random parables
I still
about
understand.
Sheep are supposed to be Jesus too, and it's like, wait,
the Lamb of God.
Yeah, I know. Like it is kind of like straight up telling you like that, but it's even cooler when you look back on some of these stories. Like, damn, were they all supposed to be Jesus? Like in some way or the other? Well, I mean, just God like expressing different ways. How do you think your parents, feel about you, where you're at, and stuff like that?
They definitely want more. I'll tell you that.
And and the reason I asked that, your parents are immigrants from Haiti, and I want to know how much that factors into, like growing up, just the expectations and stuff that get placed on us like Caribbean parents. So what?
Are you Caribbean? I thought he was just black. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, from Caribbean. Belize, bro.
Oh, for real? I ain't
my pops from Belize.
I explained to her, right?
Yeah, word. But what did they have to do with not only shaping you, but like where you're at now and kind of like how you present yourself as a man? Just talk about the influence of your parents overall. I'm just curious about
just a strict household, really. So yeah, there's this thing called the 3 L's in the Haitian community: l'école, l'église, la caille. So that translates to school, church, and the house. Meaning the house, meaning like you don't go out to play, like you don't go to parties, you don't. Like you go to school, you go to church, and you come home. Simple, right? And that's really what it was in my house. Not even just because I had strict parents, but also because that's like we didn't really have much growing up. So it's like I didn't really want to be outside anyways. Because it's like especially unless it was the summertime, I love being in the park with my dad in the summertime. But outside of that, it's like, what do we have to do? Like we didn't always get to go on vacation like everybody else. We didn't always, me and my sister, we didn't have like, even though we weren't into fashion, we didn't have the flyest clothes. We didn't have like, back in the day, everybody not just with clothes, but you could say things like having a certain type of bike. I got a basic bike. Go to Toys R Us, whatever bike was on sale, that's your bike.
Haircut.
And then my friends over here like riding in like these
scooters.
Yeah, scooters, like, you know what I mean?
Anything stuff like could that. Be scrutinized. Yeah. Like classified, ranked, and stuff.
Yeah, like it's just like my parents were always like, okay, like whatever's the cheapest, we'll just take it.
Like modesty.
And it's not because they wanted to be cheap, it's just because that's what we could afford. So it's like me now, it's like, I like to have my little luxuries here and there, but I always think about back in the day. I was like, I understand why my parents moved the way they did. I understand how it affected me both negatively and positively. But my parents' influence was always to be a go-getter, to always remember where I came from, to always do things with the idea of, not saying we have a generational curse, but just breaking that generational curse, if that makes sense. Like, not saying, like, when I say that, I mean, when I say that, I'm saying, like, yeah, we weren't like a cursed family that everybody had it bad. It's just, again, when you're a first generation American coming from an immigrant family, of course you don't have those resources, so you have to go get them yourself. There's no foundation that was left for you, built for you, stuff like that. Like, yeah, in Haiti, I'm sure me and my family could be the richest people on the planet. My dad already has, like, you know, houses in my name. My grandparents got land and stuff like that I know, you know, when it's their time, that it's not gonna get passed down to me, of course, but I know over time it could eventually be in my possession. But, you know, just coming to America and not having that, it's just like, okay, well, go get it. Go start something. Go make something for yourself. So, yeah, the influence for me was always to just be a go-getter and always remember where I came from, really.
And so where you come from is Haiti. Well, your parents do. I mean, you live there too.
Yeah, I live there, yeah, facts.
Let's talk about Haiti. Let's talk about the culture, the influence that it has on you, but also why it's that way, some of the history, which I think is super unique and awesome.
So, like I kind of, like, can you repeat that? Like, I don't...
So, yeah, I know it's like a
you wanna...
question. But, like, the cultural influence of being Haitian American, and then let's start with that first, and then I'll just follow up.
I mean, I'm proud to be Haitian for sure, especially now in the big media industry, whether it's music or even sports. You know, there's so many Haitian athletes, so many Haitian artists, so many Haitian actors these days. Haitians all around. It's just like, it's funny that it's like we don't really get like the big recognition, at least from being Haitian, if that makes sense. But it's like we're the ones that are making it happen for the most part. So it's like, I love being Haitian. I love the culture. I love how people are starting to incorporate the culture. I feel like back in the day, especially growing up, everybody always used to bully the Haitians. They still bully Haitians to an extent, right?
That ass, bro.
Especially in New York, like, because it's like, I don't know about like in other boroughs, but in Brooklyn, they always say like Haitians come to Haitians come to Brooklyn, first they do move to Flatbush and turn Crip. I ain't gonna lie, that's true. I know a lot of Haitians that literally that's what it was. Whether they came straight off the boat to Haiti or they're American born and they came from a Haitian background. It's like they ain't really push themselves to do much, and all they did was just turn Crip. Nothing against them though. You feel me? Yeah, nothing against them though, because it's like, you know, there's a lot of people that, even though that might have been their upbringing, they're still doing good stuff for themselves. You know, Chef G's Haitian. You feel me? So it's like, there's a lot of Haitians out there.
There's a lot of those, bro.
Dusty Locane, like
the last 15 years, like
there's
crazy uprising.
Yeah,
like Travis.
There's a lot of Haitians in the NFL. People don't even know. Like, I'm not a big football guy, but there's definitely a lot of Haitians in the NFL.
Kodak.
I'm just saying, just like coming from New York, that not even just like worldwide.
Yeah, there was definitely a prejudice for some reason at some point with Haitians in New York.
Like, I mean,
within the black community.
Yeah, because it's like we kind of look at us like, because that's the thing, like Jamaicans, Trinis, Guyanese, like there's a lot of stuff with them that they relate to. It's like Haitians kind of like the outcast. First of all, we have our own language. Like all of them speak English just with accents. We have our own language. That's one. And then that's also true. Too, it's just like, again, it's just the upbringing and stuff like that. It's like having Haitian, like, you know, your Jamaican friends, your Trini friends, all that. Like they'll be the ones that could go outside and go to the park, have fun, do whatever. And then it's like the Haitian kid always the one that's in the crib. Yeah. That gotta study, that gotta, you know, go to church. Always gotta go to church.
Yeah,
like,
bro, that's interesting. That language barrier has a lot to do with the Patois versus Creole is a huge barrier because
again, it's English versus another language.
And it's derivative of French. So it's very different. And then also, a lot of these differences are pronounced through the history, like I was saying. So Haiti's history makes it so different because I consider it, most people consider it a Caribbean country, but Caribbean often means British influence or like British colony. Haiti was neither of those. It was a French colony that was liberated from France through a revolution. That literally never happened. I mean, bro, like an island
the first
liberated from the biggest empire in the world, like the most famous, like successful general of all time to that point. Most of the free world was conquered, and he was like, nah, we can't.
We're not doing that.
We can't do it. Sent 40,000 troops to Haiti.
You did your history.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, you did your research.
Bro, this is what it is. Sent them 40,000 troops onto the beach. They think it's like mostly beach, but it's mountains. So it's like we can't do guerrilla warfare. And plus they're good fighters and they know where they're at. And they also have the pride, the national pride. Because a lot of these countries still to this day, when they lose wars, it's because, like, at least to a degree, they don't care enough about it. It sounds kind of crazy. But if you have national pride, like you believe this is who we are, then it's a lot harder to defeat. And that's what happened with Haiti. Like, they were like, nah, this is our nation, because they were granted the I don't know if it was independence or something, but like whoever was ruling it at first, they're like, yeah, you're good. You can, not be slaves in our state, but you'll still be a colony.
Still be under us, yeah.
Right. And then Napoleon came back and like, did all that shit. Mm-hmm. So it was like, bro, you told us we're good, and now we like built a culture on this, and now you're saying
it's not.
Yeah, there's no way you're gonna win that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that spirit is like, bro, it's a revolutionary spirit. It's resilient. It's perseverant. And not that other countries, Caribbean countries, haven't experienced that. It's just very different when you also like seize revolution already. Like you know the formula for success. But it's also crazy because of how rigged the game is. I mean, Haiti is in a bad place.
Yeah.
Because of the revolution that they succeeded in. They were, effectively blackballed and like removed from trading and whatnot, given a ton of debt.
Whole time Haiti's the one that have all the goods.
Yeah, bro.
Has all the goods, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's all by design.
They call Haiti the real life Wakanda for a reason.
Word, bro. And it's no coincidence that these other countries treat it that way, because instead of supplementing and supporting the people, they would rather, see it as a threat that they have to isolate. But anyway, so I know that culture and a people, especially like a small country on an island, it really like you're a solid culture that like that will endure. And it also highly affects the next generation. So it seems like it's, still strongly enduring to this day. You consider yourself like a creator, like, how they say that title, right? Like a creator, which is like better than influencer. Because you don't want to be called an influencer now. It's just kind of like, ugh.
I feel like, there's negative connotations on that.
Like you could say influencer like a mogul, right? Like that would be a cool way to say influencer, but that's not what it means anymore. So they say creator. You know what I mean? Like you think of it as like a creative venture. Like
if you're doing any type of content, you're definitely a creator.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it takes the creativity to put the podcast together, to do, the clips, to do thumbnails on YouTube if you got video, titles, coming up with your captions and stuff like that. So yeah, it definitely
it's
takes
almost
a lot.
like copywriting with the titles, with the subject lines, with the description, the hashtags and all of that.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it's like copywriting because it takes like precision. You got to be nice with it.
Oh, you mean like creating your own copyright, you mean?
Yeah, like writing a script, for example, you're doing like a promo or a video or something like that. But even writing like the title of a podcast, like here's the most important thing we talked about, basically. The most interesting thing we're going to put in the title. Unless you're like Joe Rogan, which is just like Joe Rogan number, whatever. And you don't even know what Joe Rogan means unless you know him, but everybody knows him. So for like lesser known creative ventures, you got to put like what the positive thing about it is. So like yours is like what's cooking NYC. Like you kind of get it because it's like New York City and it's like what's cooking. It's like, oh, it's like what's happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Facts. Yeah.
So I get it based off that.
Yeah. Some people actually got the connotation. It's like a cooking show. I'm like, I understand it, but I feel like my logo and stuff like that.
Person on TikTok that's like famous for cooking?
Kaya?
I don't know too much about it, but I know enough that I'm like, wait.
I'm seeing a lot of girls go that trend now too. It's like, because with her, it's like she's dancing. She's a pretty young girl. You feel me? Like everybody wants to see her content because
is that what she does?
Yeah, she dances while she's cooking and stuff like that. She look good. Like people just drawn to it. So now it's like I'm seeing a bunch of girls who go like extra mile. I'm seeing girls half naked twerking, talk about their cooking, but the whole time it's like they're not even cooking. They're like, like shit.
Girls might do shit like that, but we do fucking podcasting. So it's kind of like the male equivalent is just like, we just want to talk our shit, have people hear our shit.
Yeah, it's just spoken. I just feel like, of course, you always gotta like improve compared to like whatever it is. If it's a trend that you're copying, I guess copying in a sense. Well, it is copying, but it's just like, I say how drastic it gets though. Like I said, cooking with Kai, she was innocently like doing what she was doing. But now it's like you got girls that's like half naked, like, you feel me? Yeah. Shaking ass on camera, like.
Yeah, the extremes, like we see the extremes get pushed on TikTok and like other sites because people are willing to do anything for like likes or whatever, engagement.
Now they're gonna check out.
You could like rage bait. I mean, that pisses people off.
Yeah, there's just one dude I know that does that.
You could see it as immoral. You could see it as like indecent. You could see it as like trashy. Whatever it is, it gets attention. Yeah, because you feel that way about it, and also people like it, of course. I mean, like a lot of people like that shit. It's low hanging fruit. It's easy, and that's why it's like you will see things that people push the true limits of like are taboos and shit like that. People push it far, bro.
Yeah.
And you see it just because like people are willing to do that for the return, which like I don't know what it is.
I used to go to speech therapy because I didn't talk. I was always a shy kid. It's funny now because it's like I'm still a shy.
Doing a podcast now. You can't be that shy.
Right. But even so, I still feel like I'm a shy person. But it's like my personality is more like developed in a way where it's like I know when to turn up, when to turn down. If that makes sense. Like even me doing a podcast right now, like I feel nerves because it's like I understand the type of platform I'm on, but I still understand that I gotta show out. I gotta show people who I am.
Just put your best
Sell myself.
forward.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like in the beginning, I felt a little edgy. Now I feel good. But what was I saying? Yeah. So they told me I used to go to speech therapy because I didn't speak, and then that's
Like didn't speak at all?
nah.
Yo, I heard about this. People do that. What's the deal with that? You don't remember it, you're saying?
Of course not.
Yeah, that's
I
wild.
was like 2 years old, bro. Like I
like
wouldn't know. Like 2 or 3
okay.
years old. You know?
I hear about people like go into like elementary school.
Oh nah. I mean.
They really just don't speak.
I would say I feel like people keep pinning it on autism these days, but I feel like that's the thing now.
Could be
Everybody
so many different things.
everybody says every time. Like I seen a post about it, I think it was yesterday. It was like somebody said something like stop telling people they have autism just because they disagree with what you have to say and you're upset about it.
It's like a slur. It's like,
I guess.
well, the way I always think about it is like they say it's a spectrum, so that means we're all on the spectrum. Everybody is
Yeah.
literally on a spectrum, but so it's like, where do you draw the line of it? It's like someone here who can't speak and is non-functioning versus someone who like, I don't know, has like neurodivergence or whatever you call it, like complications. It's like, is that autism too? Like, where do you draw it at?
True say, I don't know.
Yeah, I really couldn't
I
tell.
feel like when it's crazy. I hope like the audience will take it the wrong way, but until I have kids, I don't feel like I'm like gonna dive into that and look into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's like
it's confusing stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of this stuff with like
because I feel like I
developmental
made it so far in life so far. If I'm secretly autistic, then F it. Like you know what I
stuff.
mean?
You like wake up one day.
like listen, I'm that
right.
guy. At the end of the day, I'm that guy. You know? Nah, let me stop.
Higher education, though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, unless it's like training for something, it's very different now than it was 10 years ago. I'll tell you that. Like, I studied journalism in college. I think it was very worthwhile. It gave me a lot of skills, like foundational skills and tools. You know, not the most like connections like other schools. They're like, well, if you take this class, we're gonna give you a job here at like CNN or something, right out the gate. Other schools, they don't have the same connections, but you might get like a great teacher or something like that. If you work really hard back then, you can make the best of a degree and like get like a good job or whatever it is, good paying or just like, good developmental in general. Now, I wouldn't necessarily, for most degrees, say you're going to get what you put in because it's a lot of money you're putting in.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you're going to get that out. So it's a lot of time. Like you could spend your time doing things more valuable than school. Honestly, like now I would say that definitely versus 10 years ago. This conversation was around 10 years ago. 20 years ago, not so much. It was like, damn, you went to college. That's like a big deal.
Yeah.
30 years ago, the further back you go. These days, it's like, well, you kind of have to if you're trying to enter like the corporate, like that world, whatever that world is.
Even now it's like
bro, how much is that worth your time? I mean, corporate.
Well, I was gonna say even now it's like they started to say this thing, which I mean you could say there's truth in it, but they said like the value of degrees went down because more and more minorities are getting it. Now
That's a crazy way to categorize it.
It's crazy to say because
we catch up and then they're like, yeah, move the goalpost.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly that. Because I mean, there's a lot of people I know that aren't necessarily doing like what they want to do, and it's crazy because like I don't job shame people, but it just be crazy when like somebody would tell me they work here but they got a degree in this. I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, people surviving, bro, with what they got.
Yeah, like
a lot of people, I think,
keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and like I know you're gonna succeed, but
telling a 17-year-old,
how the hell did that happen?
kid
You know what I mean?
To take out hundreds of thousands in loans and go to school for something like and choose that is crazy, bro. Like, hey, right now choose what you're gonna leverage, what could be like almost $1 million or more in debt for the rest of your life that you can't cancel, and goes to your kids if you die. Like, shit is fucked up. It's like you're making them pick. It's like, well, what if
That's the
I don't know, political science doesn't transfer to being a product manager. It's like, the hell did you do that for?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never know whether to encourage like kids or not. If they want to do it, I think it's like, yeah, go do it. If you really want to, you have a clear idea. These kids are smart.
Yeah, I always encourage education. I just feel like for the age that we live in, a lot of kids aren't looking.
If you don't see the value in it,
they don't see it as the priority anymore. Like, it's not the goal. The goal is to get the high school diploma while streaming, while trading, while you know.
But what are they really
being
doing?
A fashion designer?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't translate to something like super tangible. A lot of what they do, or the pace that they're doing it, it's like, bro, you're not even surviving. You're just doing enough to kind of like. How do
that's what keeps the dream going. I know what you're trying to say.
They are just like barely feeding this beast, which they should be like pouring into. And a lot of people are just kind of like passively doing it. You know, within
because
Gen
they're young, and that's the excuse they use. Oh, I'm young. I don't have the resources. They don't go out and look for it.
Yeah.
There's so many young hustlers. Like, I'm starting to see more and more young hustlers these days. I'm just like, damn. I wish I had that mindset when I was your age.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of those, too.
It's crazy me saying that, because it's like, usually you hear when I was your age from like people that's 40, 50.
Yeah.
And they're telling me as somebody that's 28 that.
Yeah, they're getting better.
But now it's like, look at me at 28 telling somebody at 17, damn, I wish I was like you when I was your age.
I mean, shit, bro. When I was 17, I'd be seeing kids working out, like doing drills, training and shit. I'm like, yo, if I'd taken athletics seriously like that, or at least had like the knowledge, bro, like it's just so much you can do when you're young that you can't when you're older, or like the access to the internet, or if I had ChatGPT.
If I bought Bitcoin, right?
Oh,
it'd be stuff like that.
And knew anything about money. You see, that's like what we were talking about before. I don't regret any of that. Like, I prefer where I'm at now than if like, oh, I could have had $1 million by now. I don't care. Like, eventually I want certain things that money will get, but like, or like success, all of that stuff. But I be enjoying the journey, bro, for real. Like, each day. Like, each day is like kind of, no matter what I get, I'm going to find a way to make that like purposeful and meaningful and like
exactly. And it stems back to what you were saying with Viktor Frankl, right?
Yeah. And that's like each moment he says something like that.
What was it called? Existential. What was the word?
Existential like meaning?
No, there was like a phrase for it that was in that book. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. It was something. It was something existential. I forgot what it was called, but he had like
for meaning. That's like that's what all of life is about.
Like, when you said that, it just like gave me a huge flashback. Because it's funny enough, I actually didn't like read that book till like what it was. I guess you could say later on into the course. You know what I mean? It was like nobody was really reading it. So it was like those first few pop quizzes and stuff. Everybody was doing that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I'm not gonna lie. Like it took me like 2 quizzes to just say, you know what, I'm gonna read this book. But there was other people that were just getting by Spark. What was it? Spark Notes, right? Spark Notes and stuff like that. Yeah,
there was. I mean, everybody did it at some point. You have to Spark Notes some things. I mean, I don't know. That's like the equivalent of ChatGPT now for us.
It's funny.
There's so much work.
I think it was Quizlet. No, Spark Notes was for books. Quizlet
Quizlet had the answers for like homework.
Yes, Quizlet had everything for history. I'll say that. For history class, like I feel like all my history courses.
You learn and retain the stuff that you think is cool and relevant, which like that's why I would say to pay attention and take notes.
No, but I'm saying like literally like your quizzes, your homework assignments, like the multiple choices and all that was on Quizlet. Even for me, like in college, because I studied finance, I took accounting too, and until the final, I didn't know there was a Quizlet. Like somebody told me there's a Quizlet for all his tests, the teacher's test. I won't even say what teacher it is.
For the final.
But for the final, the final was there.
Yeah, you just had to memorize it.
The final was there.
I remember the actual test would be,
I couldn't believe
like, how much of this could you memorize even with the answers? It's like, bro, this shit's still going to be hard.
And it's just crazy because it's like the curriculum you think is very unique by the school or maybe even just by the specific teacher. But then it's like, I'm in a school in PA and some kid from Wisconsin just put together a Quizlet for the exact same question. And this is probably a Quizlet from 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
exact same questions.
As a teacher, you're not getting paid enough for it.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's the thing, bro. At the end of the day.
That's what I loved about, not to cut you off, that's what I loved about being a business school student. A lot of your teachers are entrepreneurs themselves, or like not just entrepreneurs, but they have like other, like they do more than just teach. So it's like they could teach you about other industries.
They're hustlers.
Because they do multiple things. Like I had some teachers that had businesses that were successful businesses at that. They had other teachers who had like second jobs and stuff, but these were second jobs that were big. I had some teachers who were retired from working on Wall Street. And it was crazy. I'm like, damn, to go from like the Wall Street life to come to this little quiet city, it's like, because I work on Wall Street now, so it's like, you know, seeing like the environment, I'm just like, yeah, a place like like Scranton specifically was not for me. Like,
too slow.
Yeah, I like the city life. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I would love to live
like Manhattan city life or like Brooklyn outer boroughs city life.
Both.
There's a big difference, bro. Because being like here in the city, especially downtown, midtown, it's fucking loud. It's loud and it's chaotic. And it's very stimulating. This is what people say when they come to visit me, because I'm on 10th Ave between 9th and 10th. It's like 9th Ave is super loud, bikes, cars, horns, sirens. 10th Ave is like a lot of people and like, it's just very stimulating. People will say, I'm overstimulated when I come over here. And I'm like, well, just imagine living here. It does get like tiring. You start to want that quieter. I went to school in Queens. I went to St. John's.
Yeah, I heard you earlier.
Mad quiet, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say it because I live in Queens now too.
It's calm, bro. Like Jamaica Estates, Hillcrest.
You're not getting
Flushing Meadows, bro. It's peaceful.
But you go over to Suffin by the air train and all that, bare noise,
bro. Like the whole Ave is OD.
I mean, yeah,
bro. It's a different planet.
You seen that little documentary they did on the McDonald's?
They did a documentary on the Jamaica Avenue McDonald's.
You know Quincy Flip, the comedian?
No.
He did like a little...
I might know him if I see his face.
He was that dude that used to do like the fake Ubers. Like, it's like somebody get in his car and he start wilding. Like, he'll turn the music on mad loud. He'll start wilding his car. Like, he'll like grab your shirt or something. Like, I remember there was one he did with Young M.A. Like, where like... And that's the thing. It's not like they're in on it. Like, people... Like, you know, nowadays...
It's like he actually pulls up and they come into
like, he's
car.
the Uber driver, but he just start bugging out.
He's actually an Uber driver, though? Or he's like...
I thought so.
Kidnapping these people.
But yeah, there was this one where like he grabbed Young M.A. and she like started punching him and like busted his nose open and all that.
Sheesh.
Like that was crazy. But
has something to prove.
I mean, now that I think about it, because the thing with a lot of these influencers, not to go on a tangent, but it's like a lot of their platforms are kind of staged, so it's like celebrities pull like what's it called, the Aki way.
Oh yeah.
Like every celebrity and their mom just randomly pull up to your deli.
Yeah.
Just to come eat. And it's like they make a sandwich that I don't even think they actually eat. I think they throw it out right after. Because some of the stuff is just disgusting. What's the most extreme
one that you've seen on there?
I can't even think off the top of my head, but I know.
With the dry ramen noodles, they took the sandwich, they put the dry ramen noodles on top with the seasoning. Like crunchy ramen noodles with Cheetos, like other hot stuff, and whatever the sandwich was. Like,
can't forget the Bev. Never, never, never.
Nah, don't forget the No Bev.
No Bev was a crazy era, man. No Bev was a crazy era.
What era was that? Like
that
literally
was
2012 to like 2014. Literally.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it too because I got like a slice of pizza before I got here because I was starving. I didn't eat all day.
Mouth. That's what they used to say.
Nah, they gave me that's the thing too. I thought about Xavier, the what do you call it? The two slices.
Is it your water? Because the water's not a Bev.
No, I got a can right here.
All right, because that's
ginger
what they used to say. It started as no juice.
Yeah,
that's
no
how I
juice.
remember it started.
No.
People used to say no juice.
Nah, there was people that used to like do some wild shit. Like if it, like let's say it's
niggas would throw the bottle out if it wasn't juice or Arizona.
Let's say it's a burger. They'd be like, I got Bev right here. They show you the ketchup on the burger. Like if it was like something that has sauce, they'd be like, yo, it's my Bev right here. Like
nah, that
nobody wanted to get caught. I remember there was a whole like we had a Facebook group for that.
Of no Bev captures?
Yeah, like captures.
On Facebook, right? Like
you weren't in that? I swear you was in it.
I'm sure I was. I was in on all the nonsense.
That shit was crazy.
I loved New York City, like real life memes though. Like that's a meme of real life.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna catch you with no Bev. Or like I'm gonna take your neck for saying something stupid.
But that was actually something that was universal. To take your neck?
Nah, not outside of New York.
Nah, yeah, people do that.
Was it?
Yeah. But I feel like they caught on later though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like most.
See, but they would like take your neck shit was like, I was gonna say like they slapped you like
the neck New York.
It was like you
command
swipe.
You over
before. Like I mean, not before, but yeah, we used to swipe. But it's like everybody outside New York used to like slap you.
All right, it's a little different. Like this in New York is.
Yeah, I'm not even looking. I already know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I ain't gonna look.
I was about to catch the fucking national TV.
Hell no. National TV is crazy.
Nah, this is the outside New York.
Oh,
version.
You called me.
Nah, that's not below the waist.
Oh yeah, it's below the waist, right? That shit didn't even make no sense though.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Well, they both gotta be below the waist.
It's all about trying to catch somebody. Like the New York random games like the locker dunking. Remember that in Xavier, of course?
I felt like that was just that's just guys that's boys in general.
Back locking, yeah.
Because even like with doorways, like the doorway right here, like people do that. And this is a tall doorway. I ain't gonna lie.
Still liable to get dunked on.
Shit, I was about to say that's a tall doorway. I ain't gonna lie.
You gonna have to get up there.
That shit look tempting. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah,
but I miss those days, bro. Just like silly shit. Like high school was so difficult, but we had good times because it was funny. Like it was challenging. The classwork and discipline. If you played sports at the same time, it was balancing act. But like with your friends, it was always like funny, inside jokes, callbacks. Like you just don't have that camaraderie.
I feel like it's also because it was an all boys school.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when I look at my friends, it's like I try like that weird stuff with them. They're just like, yo, bro, what's good? Like, what's up with you?
It's like y'all don't laugh. It's like, bro,
like, that shit wasn't funny to y'all.
Make jokes,
especially like the Ayo jokes. Like people would be like, yo, I think he's really something. Nah, bro, it's you gotta be there, bro. Now it's like I'll be seeing people make like such jokes at each other. Now I'm just like, yo, but like
the Ayo.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, bro, like. Y'all didn't go to like all boys schools to really understand how this works. Like y'all were in the trenches with us. If that
shit used to be mad funny, bro. You remember the gay bars era? That was like
that's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that.
Dead ass like a common popular thing that was mad funny. Like you just rap the most homosexual bars possible, but in a way that was like you can't help but laugh when you. Hear that
some
shit.
people were too good at it though. So where it was nice, like,
it was
not to where it's like I had to look at them weird. I ain't gonna lie. I was just like, yo, bro,
it's like bro.
How could you just come up with that like and freestyle it too? Like
imagine that in your head and say it out loud.
You know, just saying that out loud. Like ain't no way you could come up with that quick.
Nah, some crazy shit used to go on in Xavier's cafeterias. What are the?
There was like I don't know if you knew about this. There was like a little slap box in the corner. Like all right. So think about it. Like what was that? That was the commons, right?
Was it in a
senior locker room? So like there was cameras and stuff like that. But there's certain cuts where it's like you could really, you feel me? I'm not gonna lie, like. It didn't get active, but shit, I had my moments in there. I ain't gonna hold you.
You had a couple.
Had my moments in there. And that's the thing.
A couple heavyweight bouts.
But that's the thing, like, because it would be on some play fighting shit, but I'm not gonna lie, like me, I wasn't the type to really take jokes like that. So it's like, if I was there, I was dead ass. They thinking we play fight. They think we play fight.
Professional
I ain't gonna lie, I had a couple fights in the bathroom too. And it's crazy because nobody would think like this is Xavier, like this should really be going on. Yeah, you got to be around type shit.
I didn't know there was fights. I think in my grade there wasn't a lot.
But again, it wasn't
within the locker rooms of sports. There's
not a lot. Like some of them would be like, but I mean, for like I said again, 9 times out of 10 it was a play fight. I don't think people really were fighting. Yeah. But I've been in a couple play fights that turned into like okay, like. Now he's ODing. Like I could tell, he really trying to.
Like,
you just gotta start wrestling at that point because it's like he really try to knock you out. Like, yeah, I have my moments. I ain't gonna lie.
So you never had like a one-on-one square up fight? Have you had one of those before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Xavier, bro.
Like the.
But even before that, like even before and outside that, you feel me? Like it happened in college. You feel me? When I was a kid.
What was your school's fighting policy? Because it always varies by school. Some schools obviously can't give a fuck. Like, how are they going to police that?
I mean, middle school, people used to go down the block. People used to, like, especially in Brooklyn, everybody know Atlantic more. Now, we weren't going there because that was deep. We were all the way at the south side end
like duking it out in the Chuck E. Cheese?
Of Brooklyn. Yes, but over there, hell yeah. It got to a point to where it's like now, I think they say like after 8:30 you have a chaperone with you.
At Chuck E. Cheese?
No, to go into the mall at all. Like the Atlantic Mall.
Damn.
Yeah, back in the day though, like
yo, I gotta get groceries at Target.
Yeah, because even when I was in college, I used to see those videos on Facebook.
Daffy's, yo, there was a Daffy's in there. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
You remember Daffy's? What the fuck?
Nah, hell no, that shit definitely gone, right?
Daffy's, Strawberry, these like old New York stores. Or like Dr. J's.
Yeah. That was more Harlem though.
Yeah, that's Harlem. That's and then on 34th Street there was one. What else?
Yeah, but there was a lot of little hidden spots that people.
What's all those? There's mad Brooklyn spots, like hood spots.
No, I'm saying like in that one area that like everybody used to. Like,
Models.
Oh yeah, Models. Oh yeah, they turned it into like a what do you call it, the site for COVID.
Oh, that's right. Right. What else they had over there? The Target was like the big attraction.
That used to be the hood before the Barclays Center. That was the slums. Like my mom used to tell me back in the day, like it was like all the Haitian immigrants that used to live over there, stuff like that.
Fort Greene.
Yeah,
Fort Greene was a lot of like Bayesian immigrants, and then
Fort Greene's still active too, though.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, now it's crazy how like, bro, that area of Brooklyn. I mean, a lot of Brooklyn has just been like co-opted, gentrified. It's crazy to see.
Yeah, like I have friends who like they were living in a penthouse together, and across the street was Fort Greene Projects. I'm just like, imagine that. Like that's real inspirational, though. I ain't gonna lie. Like, imagine a little kid walking out the projects across the street is a penthouse. His goal or his dream was probably gonna be, I'm across the street one day. Not literally across the street, but figuratively speaking, like I'm gonna go live there one day.
Back on the block.
Yeah, technically, I'm still on the block. Technically, I'm still on the block. Like, you know what I mean?
Buy out the PJs.
Yeah.
Build them shits up. That is the ultimate goal, bro.
I used to look at the basketball court from their window. I'm like, damn.
That's by the park with the hill. Fort Greene Park.
No, not that I'm familiar with. I never been over there. I'm going there though for Juneteenth. I know they do like
Fort Greene Park?
Yeah, they do like what do you call it? Yeah, like just like one of those big like events, like
block parties.
Yeah, something like that. I know they're doing that over there. I seen it like last year. I think the year before as well. It's vibey. It's kind of like the way you call it, the block parties of Best Eye on Sundays. I wish I could have went yesterday.
Oh, was it?
I was in the area too. That's crazy because I was going to a showcase for my friends. But yeah, it seemed like everybody was at that one. So I might go this Sunday. Who knows? But I'll definitely be there.
You think that's one of the best sources of community in New York? Like these block parties? Because I mean, they're pretty famous.
Yeah.
Or at least like, if you know type shit. But like they're actually like good, like quality.
Yeah.
People, like shit that we grew up with. Like
because it brings back the vibes because it's like because even the previous generations, they want to be outside with us.
Yeah.
And, people these days say, oh, this generation, nobody grills, nobody cooks. Everybody just come somewhere with a bottle. It's just like, okay, well, come for a green, you got your, somebody's pops is cooking on the grill, somebody mom's.
A bottle is mad funny because that's
cooking, a couple restaurants got the food out and stuff like that.
What happened with potluck? Like you bring some shit to put on the table.
Yeah, people say that, but then it's just like Thanksgiving. You
don't want to see what some people
Thanksgiving and Friendsgivings. Like people, no, I feel like I see people still bring food. Like I feel like.
I mean, you should, of course, you should.
No, of course, but what I'm saying is like we try to push this whole everybody just brings bottles narrative out there, but then it's just like when Christmas time and Thanksgiving time come around, all of a sudden those same people that bring bottles got all the food in the world. So which one is it? 4th of July could be the same thing. People could be grilling, they could say, oh, everybody just bring bottles, but then somebody like me could be on the grill, and I always bring the grill out. I ain't gonna lie to you. People don't know. I just start getting busy on the grill. I got the slippers. Well, I don't got the exact slippers that people talk about, but
brown,
I make sure I got my Gucci slides, my Adidas slides, like the old school Adidas slides. If you know, you know.
Gel.
If you know, you know. Like, you should get active with those. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, wait, hold on.
Yo.
The uniform. Everybody know that is gray shorts or sweats with the white socks, the Adidas, and the white tee. Come on, like
elite book bag on, the elite socks
pulled up,
the Duke starting 5 haircut. That's how that shit used to look, man.
I was at this potluck a couple summers ago, and the instructions was like bring food. We're not cooking anything. It's just everybody bring food for this potluck. Like typical food, basic shit. Somebody's like, oh, they're bringing a pizza. This old man. Motherfucker walks in with a giant frozen pizza and sets it on the table in the saran wrap. Everybody looking like, what we about to do with this pizza? He said, I said I was bringing pizza.
Heat it up, right? Somebody heated it up for me. That's probably what he said.
How are we heating it up? What we going to put it in the sun and watch it? Fuck. I mean, but you see, shit like that, I prefer that over nothing.
That's what I
prefer somebody showing up and making a funny, whatever, than like not showing up at all. Like, oh, I didn't bring anything. It's effort.
Yeah, that's when my inner Uncle Ruckus comes out.
Nah, that was crazy. The toppings and everything. It's like, bro, I can eat this pepper, but this pizza, I don't know if I'm that hungry.
Nah, bro. I'm just thinking. I was like, I would do the impersonation, but I was just like, nah, I'm a curse too much, man.
The Uncle Ruckus.
I can see it. I freaking do the voice. Like,
he shot put in the brick.
Oh yeah.
To Obama's house.
Oh yeah, I remember that. He tried to run off and he fucked. Man, that was a good. I ain't gonna lie, that was a good show though. The Boondocks. They predicted COVID. They predicted the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Yo, the chicken sandwich one was crazy because it happened.
That was the same episode. I think, right? It was the same episode. COVID and the chicken sandwich.
Like a virus.
Yeah, that was COVID if you think about it. And what happened?
That was right on COVID. The Popeye sandwiches. I think that might have been like right before.
What do you mean?
Like when did the craze over the sandwiches happen?
I would say like towards the end of COVID type shit.
Okay. Well, either way.
I think it was that summer. It was that summer because people were wilding in a way that you would think like, all right, Boondocks exaggerating. Oh, now look where we at. It was nice. I remember that. It was Jadakiss weather. It was Dave East weather. You know how that goes.
Wait, I get the Jadakiss. Why Dave East weather?
No, I'm just saying because like new generation, it's like we don't have a Jadakiss. You feel me? So me and my friends, we be saying Dave East. No, I mean like, all right, so like Jadakiss, obviously that's for the old heads now, like people that's 40, 50.
Bro, old heads, that is their god.
Right, so Jadakiss. It's like the people that's in their 20s, who they gonna listen to? That rap, Benny the Butcher? Benny the Butcher? Like, who's gonna be that guy? Now, honestly...
Remember Don Q?
Yo, bro, we're not doing this, bro. And it's funny because like my friends gonna hear that, they gonna be laughing because they know like I used to be trolling back in the day, like...
Oh, Don Q?
I'll be trolling Don Q because it's like... When he came out, it's like, no, I didn't want to hear that shit. Every A Boogie song, like, you gotta hear the yeah. Like, I don't want to hear that, bro.
You fuck with A Boogie, though?
Absolutely.
Okay. I was wondering if it was like both of them, and it was an interesting combination.
It's just the vibe. It's like an A Boogie song would be so, like, happy and, like, you know, like, hype stuff, like, you know, fashion. And then now it's the old school 90s drug talk. Like, nobody want to hear that. And the same with Dave East. Nobody want to really hear that, but... I fuck with Dave East though. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with Don Q too. It's just like because of the joke was so like popping for me and my friend groups. It was like I kept running with it.
Joel Ortiz, I could rock with him, but that nigga's kind of weird, and I don't always want to hear that.
I fuck with their music though. Don't get me wrong. I fuck with both of them.
I know.
But I'm just saying the joke for me was like going with me and my friends to where it's like
music. You play it out loud.
Yeah, it's like if you in a car, you feel me like if I'm in a car, I'm playing A Boogie song. I would just be funny, like Don Q verse come out, I skip it. You feel me? But
I'm skipping Lil TJ verse on a Pop Smoke song.
I'm weak. I mean, they only had like what 2, 3 together, but still, I feel
all of them. Gone.
But it's just like to my friends, it's like they thought it was something personal. Like that's why like it became funny, like to where it's like it actually became a joke. And then people that didn't know me like that used to think I really had something against them.
People who didn't know me knew me as a Drake hater, and I'm proud of that. From the time I was in middle school. Like
I mean, a lot of people. I feel like a lot, especially today, a lot of people hate Drake now.
Yeah, but they wasn't.
But it's more of a bias, though. Yeah, it's more of a bias, though.
It was not cool.
They sided with Kendrick. I fuck with Kendrick.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do it for that reason. But the reason I didn't like Drake is just like.
What's funny with a lot of these mainstream artists is just like, I was their biggest fans when they were nobodies. Not saying I want to cook you anything for it.
Well, like,
but I'm just saying, I'm just like when I say biggest fan, I don't mean like literally biggest fan. I'm just saying like these are guys that I used to bump. Like. Xavier, I was bumping these guys. Kendrick, I was bumping Kendrick.
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes, Meek Mill, Tory Lanez, like people didn't even know who those people were back then.
Word.
And I don't blame them because they were nobodies.
I mean, they were like underground, but like the mainstream.
Nah, they were underground. Yeah, the mainstream didn't know them for sure.
Yeah.
But it was like these are just artists that I was seeing on like hot new hip hop and stuff like that.
Word, like the blogging era.
Yeah.
Was nice.
Yeah, so that's how I knew like Tory Lanez.
Fuck with mixtape era rappers like Tyga, Big Sean, Wiz.
Yeah, Tyga used to go. Oh, hell yeah, Wiz.
Dumb hard.
Big Sean for sure. But I was thinking about today. Cabin Fever was really that shit, bro. Like
Cabin Fever was like one of the
Cabin
first
Fever
trap shits, like mainstream, like outside of the South. That was
you
like
think so?
Mainstream, yeah. Because it was played on the radio.
I was gonna say Gucci Mane, but you said outside the South.
I think the real trap shit was the most influential by far. And that's the foundations. But yeah, that's like, not that they were underground because they were big in the South, but for it to hit like the East Coast national mainstream, I think it was like Wiz. And
I guess so, because Wiz for me came out of nowhere. It's just like, who's this Wiz Khalifa do everybody talk about? Listen to
it's like more the mainstream appeal, yeah. Yeah, he was like the first person in that whole era. There was like a kind of a dead period. Like hip hop changed a lot.
Yeah.
Who else did I really like?
Even Meek with the braids, like.
Oh yeah.
People knew he wasn't mainstream, but people still knew who he was on the East Coast.
On the East Coast, hell.
Rose red and my diamonds boot. That was my shit.
Word. Yeah, now the mixtape era was like
Flamers,
great
1,
stuff,
2,
bro. Even Kid Ink. You used to like Kid Ink?
Yo, that's crazy. Kid Ink, that was. I knew who he was. I listened to some of his music, but I liked his features more because I wasn't a fan. So it's like
I like probably 5 or 6
I don't think I could
songs.
really listen to his actual music. I listened to his features because it's not like he's on the whole song.
1 year a lot before.
Yeah, I thought he was dope.
And then it's just kind of like, all right, I get it. And now looking back, it's like this like swag era music.
Yeah, Lil B, bass god.
Well, Lil B aged crazy, bro.
I shared a post. I shared a post today. I shared a post today. They said, "Yo, there's no way you listen to music back in like 2012,
rap, like,
and you didn't know who this was." I'm just like,
I was hating heavy though. I was hating heavy on Bass God, like heavily, bro. 8th grade, I was not even listening to. I'm like, bro, stop.
I was doing my.
Niggas be doing the dance. I'm like, yo, I hate this nigga, bro. I was hating that, bro.
Yo, man.
I can tell that when I was hating on something when I was a kid, it's just like I didn't understand it, but I was fucking with it. Something about the swag, I'm like, all right, I fuck with you, but like I don't get it, so I'm gonna say I don't like it. Like I was hating on like Travis Scott at first. I'm like,
nah, I didn't even know Travis like that back then.
When I got to college, I'm like, all right, he got it.
Yeah, I didn't know Travis till Antidote.
Yeah, I knew about him now. I still didn't really like him. I like Birds in the Trap. I'm like, oh, this shit tough.
Yeah.
Same with like Uzi. I didn't like Uzi at first, and then I'm like,
yeah,
this nigga's goated.
I still don't really like Uzi because it's just not my sound. Ain't nothing personal against him.
What, like especially now or like sound. Even when he was big?
Even like P's and Q's, I fuck with P's and Q's. Or what's that? Hit it from the back. What song is that one?
Metro.
You was right.
You was right.
That one? Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, Uzi is goated, but he also has a lot of misses.
Nah, P's and Q's is funny. I remember there was like the ravioli commercial. They played P's and Q's over it. And
word with the can rolling.
I can't unsee it, bro.
Yo,
like, it was the song really fit that commercial. Yeah, because it sounded like the commercial song anyway. So
I know,
it's
like sitting out the window, you're like, damn, I feel bad for these kids. Where's the ravioli? Give it back. Bro, those old commercials like Nickelodeon.
But
like snack commercials and shit and like toys.
But I'll say it is nice to see how a lot of those artists evolve. Like Tory Lanez, I remember when he used to like wear like snapbacks and he used to say swavy, like that was his ad lib. He used to say swavy all the time, like he used to say steel. But it was like he spelled it STYLL. He said it was like some Canadian shit. Like,
definitely some Canadian shit. A lot of these Canadians, they had talent.
Meek obviously with the braids, everybody know that. Wiz Khalifa when he used to wear the baggy clothes.
OD.
Now he wears everything mad skinny and fitted. I'm trying to think.
Yo, Tory Lanez got poked up, right?
Yeah.
Bro, like a lot of times, right? Some crazy shit.
He wasn't with the program.
What you mean? What happened?
He wasn't with the program.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying.
It's jail lingo.
Oh, I didn't know that. What does it mean? School me.
If you know, you know.
I definitely don't know.
Nah, honestly, that's not why. It's just a little joke that I made, but that's not why. I don't know what he got poked up for, but the first thing that I thought when I heard that,
he's not with their program.
Yeah, no, because the first thing I thought of, I was just like, damn, he must have told him I'm not with the program. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, he might have just like that.
Shit, that's crazy.
You're not a big dude, bro. He probably What are you gonna do? Jail is fucking crazy.
He's like 5'6", 5'7".
Shit, bro, and they know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, I would never.
Yeah.
Not prison like that, bro. Like wherever you
always jail on no man.
Supermax, bro. Crazy shit.
Yeah, always jail on no man. Free the innocent.
Yeah, bro.
Free that man.
Would you consider yourself an abolitionist? That's what that means nowadays. It's like no jail, even abolishing policing in general. I will tell you that I do not believe in the incarceration
I feel
system.
like, and
that I oppose policing as a military force.
What do you really replace it with then?
It's not like something that you do overnight, but it's something that you eventually like rehabilitate through not making it a private industry and making it incentivized to imprison people and do long trials and, just milk the money out of people. Like, how do you rehabilitate people who behave badly? You fix the institutions that are not being supplemented with money rather than like pooling them in private prison.
I see what you're saying, but I still don't feel like it's an answer because ignorance is always going to still be
Like, will there be crime? I think you can minimize violent crime drastically if you like educate people and give them decent housing.
Bro, if you tell people that they're not going to jail for catching bodies, they're gonna spit on their ops twice as hard.
But that's if you do it overnight. But like if you eventually over decades rehabilitate like schools, neighborhoods, people's needs, why would they do it? I mean, the cat's already out of the bag with the get back shit. Like Chicago,
the media, music, like all this stuff.
I mean, not even, bro. In Chicago, for example, before the music was really big, I mean, bro, before they was big, like all the GDs had, the back and forth going on. Mm-hmm. The music was just kind of like blowing up alongside.
No, of course.
Like with Vaughn
and it's shit, crazy because it's like a lot of like the history of gangs is like gangs were never made for that. Like the violent stuff, they were made to like, help and protect the community.
Yeah, in LA and the Chicago shit is different. The way they did it in Chicago. I think even with
the Chicago stuff, I think that's how it was too. Correct? I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
But. I mean, it's not to generalize all of like gang warfare in Chicago, but like the GD specifically and like that whole specific back and forth, like the biggest one that pretty much started with Tuka, like that whole stretch of like back and forth and like Dirk and the ripple effects are still here. I mean, you see it catching up. That mostly started out of like family stuff. In LA, that's like gangs like as we really, really understand them. Like the Crips was like a neighborhood, like family unification thing against either terrorizing white people or police. So that's like the original gangs. Like it really started like formally. It's like an institution out there. Chicago it's different everywhere else you go, but in California, like it branched off into like other gangs and stuff like that. But in Chicago, it's more of like it's not as organized. And I mean, you look at somewhere like New York, it's totally disorganized. But Chicago was more of like this back and forth specifically. Once that was out of the bag, it's family and it's by block. So it's like, how could that ever stop? Obviously, you can't do that overnight. And if you were to take away jail overnight, like, yeah, of course. But hypothetically, what you would really have to do is like, you have to go work with the individuals who are at the center of the back and forth. Because the whole gang stuff starts to involve, like bystanders. And it's like, well, if you try to shoot someone and then you accidentally shoot someone's grandmother, now some other family's going to come after you or one of your loved ones. That's what's happening in Chicago. That is just like all over the place. It's disorganized. Yeah, unfortunately, bro.
Like that's what I'm saying. I'm listening to you, but I'm just like, bro.
No, you're definitely right, bro. It's the cat's like far out of the bag. I mean, violent crime and like shootings and whatnot and incarceration is down over the last like 10 years. So there is like some kind of progress or like looser laws or whatever. But obviously that problem of like Americans specifically just can't let the infighting go. Yeah, you couldn't just like remove the only like rehabilitation system we have now or the justice system. But they are corrupt in the sense that like they persecute more disproportionately on one group than others, and other groups have more lenience than others. And that's that's why we're here. But totally redoing that, it would literally take like a flipping of the script. The entire thing would have to go reverse than how we have it right now. And that's a tough task.
I mean, ain't much I could say to that, bro. It's just like at the end of the day, you always gonna need order. You always gonna need structure because it goes even past like just like gang violence. Like, like if there's no police, people are just gonna start stealing from stores and not give a fuck. It don't matter if they're a civilian. It don't matter if they're the toughest person out there, street dude, whatever. They're gonna do it. It goes as small as it goes to small stuff like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because I could take it to even larger scale examples, but
like what?
No, I mean I can't think off the top of my head, but I'm just saying like even the simplest shit that's just stealing from the store. Like
I think humans will always take advantage of an opportunity if it presents itself, which is tough because then it's like, yeah, well there probably will always be somebody being taken advantage of, right? I don't think humans are always inclined to like kill, like steal probably to like survive or just because the opportunity is there, but like to be really violent to the point we need to be like putting people away. I don't think there's a natural human inclination for that. There are psychopaths, and maybe more than we realize, but that's that's very rare. versus like the amount of people that we incarcerate, and for what reasons. I really know we should not be incarcerating at the rate that we do for certain things, like obviously minor drug offenses. Most people agree with that. Violent offenses, maybe a different story. Like, why are they violent? Is this a pattern? Is this a one-off? Do we really know the whole story? The justice system is not perfect, but it's unfortunately the best we have. But that's also very biased and skewed. So it's like, there's no obviously easy answer to any of this. But I think that would be the best way to deal with like the prison problem, is like start from the very bottom, work your way up, rather than just like be better, or we're gonna lock you up. Like, I don't know, that never works. When you're a kid, like, did that type of punishment really work for you? Like,
I mean, it did, just because
Jug?
like I feel. Oh, not Jug. Yo,
that was the incarceration system at play right there.
Yeah,
School
but I mean,
prison
hey,
pipeline.
I mean, hey, because I say the biggest thing is time. Like, time is the biggest gift anybody.
That's
can
why
have.
they're taking it from you.
In life, of course, but exactly, you take, even like you said, Jug. It's like, okay, Jug didn't seem like a big deal, but at the end of the day, it wasted your time.
Taking.
So what did
your
you learn
labor
there?
in the form
I
of
don't want to
time.
waste my time, so I'm gonna do the right thing. I get Jug.
And what's funny about Jug, so Jug for context is when you walk in a circle
Justice
for 45
under God.
minutes. Justice under God.
Well, every school that, like, every Jesuit school that had Jug had different types of Jug.
They didn't bill
I
it
think
as
at
Justice
Regis-
under God for us. They didn't bill it as that. They just
What
called
they
it
call
Jug.
No,
They didn't call
that's
it
what
anything.
it was called. Jug's always been the call that. I think even my sister's middle school had that too.
No,
But
but what
I-
I'm saying is like other schools, you would see it like spelled out like justice under God, and they would like explain it would be like a more central thing. In Xavier, they never really billed it as that. They just said it was Jug.
But we still knew what the definition was. 'cause they
Yeah,
told us.
we knew what it was. But they never really mentioned it as that, because I wonder if they wanted it to be just kind of like, no, this is our discipline, rather than like God judging you. Because that does have a different tone.
I had a friend that went to Regis. He said Jug for him was like you had to stare at a wall for like an hour or something like that.
They're
Like,
both
sit
like
against the
similar
wall.
forms. That's way worse than walking in a circle, by the
Yeah,
way.
I think so.
That's way worse.
That's like going to jail. It's like you staring at a wall.
That's
with
why
it.
it's torturous, because it's like, all right, well, if you're walking in a circle,
Mindfuck.
your mind starts to get like, okay, like you start, it's exercise.
It is. I ain't
You
gonna-
outside half the time getting sunlight. It's like, well, it's early in the morning. It ain't bad. For science purposes,
Nah, I never could really do like the morning jug.
you would do after school?
Yeah,
I mean, I could do sports. Bro, I would have morning
couldn't have
start
it
at
in me.
5 a.m. end at
I didn't have
9
it in
p.m.
me to wake up early, bro. Couldn't do it.
yeah,
I'd
bro.
be like,
Lucky
my
you.
fault. Can't come. Yep, I got jug. Can't do this. Nope, got
Bro.
jug. Oh, I'm coming home
February
late today.
mornings.
Got jug.
Going to jug and then being 2 minutes late, they're like, bro, you can't even
You got
serve this
another
jug.
one?
You get 5 more. You get 5 more, you're late.
I remember one time I walked.
I'm still
like
scarred.
I was walking mad fast. I was skipping people and stuff. I think was doing it to be funny, but at the same time, it's like I naturally walk fast
And
anyway.
you got caught and they were like,
Nah,
you get 5 more.
Kelly was like, oh yeah, shout out to Kelly. Yo, Kelly's
That was your
Kelly
boy,
and
bro. I remember
Kelly
this.
and McCabe were my guys, bro. Like I knew McCabe since Hap, but
We knew who
but
didn't
Kelly,
get
that was
much
my
jug.
guy though. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, I did for plagiarism or something. I forgot what it was.
Bro, I did time. Hold on.
I didn't plagiarize, but somebody plagiarized my
I did
shit.
time in Xavier, bro.
Yeah, but I'm
They
gonna
got
tell
mine.
y'all, I was walking mad fast, and they said, yo,
Bro, we already over an hour.
yeah, Kelly was like, yo, chill out, stand right here. And I think I walked for like 50. Out of that 40 minutes, I think I walked for like
He's like,
15.
keep it P.
So yeah, so I didn't really get a proper introduction. So I'm gonna use this chance to really explain who I am and whatnot. So they call me Brees. My name is Fabrice Felix though, but you can call me Brees. What about me? So from 9 to 5, I'm an accountant. I work on Wall Street. After that, I really just do a lot of stuff related to my podcasting, getting into the photography work, the A&R music scene. I got a couple artists I work with, you know, just as I guess you could say my test, my challenges, stuff like that. And also, what else do? I do a lot of things. And it's stuff that I don't even think about is like, I don't think it's significant until I actually think about it. So like with me, my whole thing is I like to collab on projects of any sort. So, or not necessarily, I guess you could say collab, but sponsor, stuff like that. So like one of the main things I sponsor is called the Road Connections. It's a networking event that we do in Flatbush, Brooklyn now. We were doing it in Bed-Stuy before, but now we host it at Flatbush at my friend's event space. So it's his idea. He wanted to do a networking event. similar to his mentor, Curtis Quao. He's a big real estate guy in New York. He has this thing called a New York Remixer, which is a huge real estate, networking event. And I've been to his events, packed out, usually downtown Brooklyn by the Barclays Center. Sometimes they're in Manhattan, but like the line comes down like the block. That's how many people come out to his events. And he want to do something like that. So, me, I'm like his like right hand with that, with the Road Connection. So far we've been growing our event. Hopefully we see some of you guys there soon. And hey, if you do pull up, tell me, hey, I saw you from Red's podcast, right? So that's one of the main things I do. Also, I had a similar event for artists called Home Team Players. It used to be called the Henny Taylor Port Series. And with that, it's a similar thing, networking event for artists. Allow artists to create content, showcase their skills, stuff like that. That's kind of where I got more of like the A&R work from. And yeah, I've just been doing a lot of other projects, stakeholder and certain small businesses. And yeah, I like to invest. One thing about me, I'm a day trader as well. People don't know that. I don't really consider myself a day trader though, because I don't trade during the day. But I started off with the Forex stuff. Everybody was a Forex person, right? But I was really legit in it. I still am legit in it. I was trading independently for like 2 years. Like I had my first job out of college. I quit to go full time to trading. I was trading for 2 years. I was good in the beginning. Got a little shaky towards the end. That's what got me to get a job again, just for the job stability. But I actually like what I do as an accountant, and I like the money, the benefits, and everything that came to me, because I didn't expect none of it. When I first started working again, I thought it was just gonna be like something short term. I was just looking for something to do just to get by. But yeah, like the opportunity was way better than I could have imagined, so I took it, and now we're here. But yeah, I'm a funded futures trader, so I trade for proprietary firms as well. So what that is basically there are firms out there that will give you, you have to take like a fake test, like a demo account test, and if you could pass, they'll give you an account of 5 to 6 figures. Some firms even go up to 7, where you manage the money. They give you like around, I would say, some firms go as low as 50 to as high as 90% of what you make. So you make $10,000, some firms will give you 9. So yeah, that's what I do as well.
So you said you're happy where you're at, right? Like you're glad.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, it could be better, but it could be worse too. Right? And I'm happy because all the challenges that I faced made me stronger and made me into a better individual. Feel me? So it's like, I feel blessed. I'm definitely thankful for everything that I've accomplished, because like I said, it could have been worse. And as I mentioned earlier, like, there's a lot of people I know that went to college for big things and haven't even gotten to it yet. And it's not me trying to shame them, but it's just like, it's just me realizing for myself, at least I was able to make lemonade from my lemons.
Mm-hmm. You were talking about
people on their journey, they'll get there, but so back to my story though. So
your journey. So
I mean, my journey. Yeah.
It's
so
like elementary school, middle school.
Yeah. So I went to MQH. I did everything up to 8th grade. And then, like I said, the school shut down somewhere along the lines of me being in college, or probably even after I would graduate college. I went to Xavier with you, obviously. And then I went to the University of Scranton. And
Jesuit.
Yeah. And it was a good experience. I mean, it was a good experience in terms of, the education and stuff like that. I always debate with myself if I would have stayed, if I could look at things through hindsight. Well, I mean, obviously you can't, but
did you regret?
No, I didn't regret. I didn't regret nothing about it. But at the same time, I just think about like the opportunities and stuff that probably would have been there for me if I went like other places. Like, for example, just applying to college in general. It's like when I wanted to apply to college, I was trying to apply everywhere. Like I didn't like if
you weren't like hesitant with schools.
Yeah, I like it was just to really get my feet wet. But my parents were like really trying to drill like Ivy Leagues into me and stuff. I'm like, bro, I'm not getting into no Ivy League. Like I ain't gonna lie, I feel like, and that's just me taking personal accountability. Like
it's not just that. It's like the way they select is like. It's a favoritism. It has to be. It's that selective.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. There are some people that get into these schools. I'm just like, how? But it wasn't even just that. It was just like, the college counselor that I had. I don't really want to say his name because I don't want people to look at him like a bad person. But he was real with me. Like he told me, yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like school might not
You're not
be
getting in here.
like, you know, like be more realistic. Like and I understand, you know, especially me being a black kid, of course, first thing people say, oh, he's just telling you that because you black. Go apply to that school. I still apply to those schools, don't get me wrong, but I got wait lists to some of them, and then some of them I just flat out got rejected to. Now, like I said, there were like so many schools that I want to apply to just because I saw the opportunity there. Like, you know, I'm like, okay, this is what it takes to get a scholarship. Okay, I can get a scholarship here. Or whatever. But again, my parents being hard-headed like they here trying to narrow my list for me. And I feel like, and it's funny because I remember Drexel was one of my schools, and that was actually my safety. I remember that school specifically was like my first safety, because I remember I was looking, I said, oh, Philly, okay, this is nice. Like, I really did like the school as a safety option, because I said I could see myself going here if my choices don't work.
Scranton's not far off from Philly, right?
I think it's like 2-3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was my safety, and I thought it was gonna be. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought it was gonna be easy. I thought I was probably gonna get a full ride, everything. If I like, and that's as a safety though. But again, parents been hard at. Oh, like I never even heard of school. Like, why you want to go there? Like, take the school off your list. We're not going there. I'm just like, all right.
Designer schools.
So now, exactly right. So now, fast forward. I think it was like my junior or my senior year. I remember I was talking to my mom, and she talking about, you know, there's this school called Drexel, and I think that was one of the schools that you wanted to apply to, and I told you not to
like,
go.
You know what? I'm sorry.
And I was like, I didn't know it was such a good school. I wish I would have encouraged you to apply. I'm just like, I bet. But I was like, but we thugging it out. We thugging it out in PA anyway. So, you know, Philly, Scranton, it don't matter. I'm on PA doing.
Yeah, I would say with the college thing or like anything you do, like there's no real need to regret anything, because it's like, do you like where you at? Like, do you feel in control in this moment? Like, you're probably good then. Where you're at right now is probably more than good enough. Yeah. And, you know, like, oh, I should have done this. I didn't apply to no Ivies. I didn't even try.
The same way people say it could be better, it could be worse too. So, hey.
Yeah, like just like aiming high, like sure, that's great to like aim high and like in every moment. But sometimes it's like, all right, maybe you made a like comfortable or like lateral or slightly above average decision just to get you to a place where it's like, I'm ready to take, you know, a leap at a different time. I certainly see college as that. It's like at first maybe I felt regret not applying, or like where I chose, what I could have done instead, how hard I could have worked, what I could have worked on while in college. You know, it's like, but it's like, nah, your journey is definitely at your pace. Some people don't ever increase the pace. You want to do that. You want to pick it up at some point. But you don't have to like out the gate, out of college, like have the job, like have, I don't know, a business or whatever it is people are trying to do. You don't need to do that early. In fact, I mean, you know about most CEOs and whatnot. They like middle-aged. They eventually get their first, you know, they sell their first startup probably around like average 40, 45.
Yeah, I was gonna say 40, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you eventually gonna get there if you keep consistent, but it's like you don't need to jump right out the gate with that.
But also at school too, it's like you can always go back.
That's
you can
true
always
too.
Start something new. It's just
if you really care that much about it,
it's just people look at the time and the money. That's the thing.
Like that kind
but
of
I feel like because you see athletes do it all the time. Athletes go back and you know, people are gonna say, oh yeah, athletes don't go to school. They pay people to take their, you know, courses, do their homework, tests, stuff like that. They get the honorary degree. But yeah, there's really some athletes that really put in.
Yeah, of course.
You know, the work. Not even just athletes, but you know, these celebrities in general, these millionaires. They put in the work to really understand what they're doing and.
Yeah, I mean, they see the value enough to put their time into it. Yeah. You know, how much time it is, we don't actually know. But it's time nonetheless. So it's like, if they see the value in it, they put in their money where their mouth is, their time, whatever. I can see the value in it. Who are your favorite teachers at Xavier? Because I've seen a whole bunch.
Definitely Mustache, man. Mustache.
Oh, no,
that's my guy right there.
Shout out Mustache.
That was my. I mean, I had black teachers growing up. Oh, not a lot actually.
He was my first.
He was like my first real like black teacher. Like I had like one teacher, like she was from Africa, but this was like when I was a kid, so it's like it didn't really hit like that for me. But it's like me being older and having a black teacher.
Yeah, when he was in high school,
especially a black man.
That was necessary, bro. At the time that it was, he was my homeroom teacher too for sophomore year, and then junior year I had him again. So it was just like,
yeah, that was my guy.
So that held me down.
That was my guy. Right I hope he's watching this, man. Mustache, we gotta get up soon, bro.
We gotta find him.
That was my guy. I'll say
shout out.
I'll say him. Everybody loved O'Shea. Everybody loved O'Shea. He was cool. And like everybody learned in his class. I don't know why like there was always so much like, I guess you could say, scrutiny behind him, because like he got fired. He came back, and then like I think he got fired again. I'm just like, bro, like why y'all keep doing that to the man? What did he teach? History. He was a good history teacher. Oh, speaking of history teacher, Mr. Young, I heard he came back. I did my freshman year, then he left, and I don't remember because my sister went to Brooklyn Jesuit Prep, and it's like a lot of the people that were like on the chair. I mean, not the chair. That's the board. Some of them were like guys from Xavier, like whether. Trying to remember, there was this one dude. I think he was like in the advancement office. I know he was.
Oh yeah, they all exchanged through the same.
I remember I think Mr. Young was on the board. Mr. Young, I forgot what he was doing, but I remember he was tied to that school in some way to where my sister met him. But he was always a great guy. Like it was crazy that he even remembered me like all those years later. But he was a great guy. That was one teacher that I really appreciate. I feel like because it was freshman year of high school. It's like not saying you don't take school seriously, but it's like. You don't take advantage. Like, that's like, okay, you go to school, you go home. Like,
you just tolerate and surviving.
Like after college, for me and going to office hours and stuff, if Mr. Young had office hours in high school, I would have been there all the time. Because that's how much I appreciated him as a teacher. Like, and as a person.
That's a real mentor.
Yeah, I wish me and him had like a closer bond. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Because like when I think back about it, guys like him, like
Mr. Ash, advantage of the relationship and like, hey, like these are my goals. Here's what I want to do. I'm 14. What can I do?
Yeah, like Mr. Ash, Miss Tansman, I feel like those two teachers, like they were the only ones that I really like used to like hang around. Because Tansman was another one. I liked her a lot. She really pushed everybody. Yeah, I feel like she definitely pushed me to be a better person, and not just a better student, but a better person in general. So, give credit to her. Martino, I know he's a fan favorite. Him and Byrne, like you got to put them together. Like if this was a top 5 list, him and Byrne got to go together because those guys like. I feel like they're just the same person. Like, especially they hang out with each other all the time. Anyways, like you always see them together. So it's like they got to be out the same spot because, those are good guys too. I went on retreats with them. I went to the Europe trip with Mr. Martino. So it's like I got a chance to really like, because everybody look at them like the mean guys, the bad guys and stuff. But when you get to know them outside of the classroom, even in the classroom, I don't feel like they're bad. I feel like, again, it's just me looking back at it now in hindsight. It's like these are guys that, you think they're so mean and stuff because they give you the pop quiz because you didn't read. But it's like, why didn't you read the night before? They know you. These teachers aren't. They're first of all, most of these teachers were young.
Something else you did instead of the homework.
They were in the same spot as us. They know what it's like to, get a reading as the only assignment. You go home, you don't do the reading. They know. Of course, they're gonna pop quiz you and stuff, and people would think they're mean for doing stuff like that. But self accountability. Gotta do those readings, but
you learn that in Xavier quick.
Yeah,
you don't get that homework done. You don't get the studying done. Like you will not pass. You shall not pass.
You shall not pass. I'm trying to think, though.
You had a good experience with teachers, though. Like, all these teachers you're naming, I think they were for, like,
I know
your
there's
class,
definitely more that I could speak about.
But
there's definitely more I could speak about, but that's not how I got to think about. Of course, Mr. Gibbons got the news last week, Rest in peace to him. He was
rest in peace.
Man. He wasn't a teacher to me, but
he was a guidance counselor at first, and then the dean while I was there.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, he was the college guidance counselor. The last time I was there, his job is crazy. Like, he knows every student's potential, prospects for the schools. He's on this scholarship, past students. Like, I'll name someone from my class. He was like, oh, yeah, he went to here, and he was this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you got it like that because you care about these kids.
Mm-hmm.
You have the skills and the ability. It's not like he was trained to do that. He was doing other stuff recently.
Yeah.
So this job, like, you really got to care to see kids succeed outside of your school. Think about that.
Yeah,
you're not developing them while they're there. This is for like their future.
Also,
that's really like the mission of Xavier, bro.
Did you go to HAP or no?
No, I went to X-Prep. So X-Prep is when you had to qualify to just get into the school. You got to pass.
That's what it was? I thought it.
Yeah. It's like refinement.
It was new though.
Yeah.
Like around the time that you guys.
Yeah, it was a lot of like the kids who were coming from public school that didn't have good education, really. That was me. That needed to be able to develop, math skills, like basic math that I didn't have. And then reading comprehension of like more challenging books. That's what we did. It was, bro, X-Prep was tough.
I thought it was optional because I know my parents put me into something like that in the summertime.
Nah, it's not optional. For me, I had to even have conditional grades through the first semester to even stay in the school.
Because I got in, I was a very good student, so I know for sure it wasn't that for me.
Shit, bro, I came from the hood. fucking.
I mean, to get into Xavier, I feel like you gotta be a good student.
Yeah, no, I'm smart.
So
I'm smart as hell. But my grades in middle school and just like the school that I went to, they were like, look, bro, we got to do a lot just to get you in the door.
I didn't know that.
And still, Rain and Chef made it through it all. Nah, no doubt,
Worth
bro.
the investment.
Xavier definitely shaped and molded me in ways that I didn't think it did. Because I was real resentful. I was wondering this at the reunion. I'm like, what do people remember me as while in high school? Because I was very like, I was definitely rejecting the whole concept in general of like strict school. I got the education was important, but it was like, yo, y'all are ODing. And in many ways, they were.
Yeah.
With like not just the discipline, but like the heavy-handedness or like the vocalizing of it. A lot of the teachers I had pretty different than your experience. And I think a lot of Xavier kids either have a hot or cold. Mine got a lot better recently once I started to realize the value of like, the bigger picture. Not just like, how was my experience?
Right.
What is it really about? And since there's meaning, I can justify, that struggling. So it's not suffering. While I was there, I was like, yo, this is not easy coming from, especially, I mean, there was no rules where I was at before.
Right.
Like public school, there's no rules of like anything, bro. You can do really almost anything, especially the school where I was at.
Especially the way kids are now, it seems.
Oh, I mean, I can't even imagine that, bro. I mean, kids are not as like bold with like violence or sexuality as they were back then. Like, bro, era we come from was wild. They was playing booty tag and shit. They was wilding outside back when we was kids, bro.
That in middle school.
They don't do them shits no more, bro. They don't be scrapping like that.
It's also the era that we live in.
Yeah, times are real
like,
different now.
You're not getting away with that today. Like, nah.
Whole bunch of shit that we used to do, the humor, everything. But what was your journey from the beginning? Like, how people always say in New York, they might ask you where you from. They're gonna be like, where'd you go to school? Like, what high school did you go to? If I hear someone's from Manhattan, I'm like, yo, what middle school, elementary school, high school did you go to? Because if you're really from Manhattan, it's like, I know what school you went to. Or like even Brooklyn, it's like that too. They're a lot bigger, like Brooklyn and Queens. But where did you start out at? Like from your earliest school all the way to Xavier and then college too, because I don't even know about your college journey.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, so for me, I started PS 135. And then from 135, I went to, what's that school called? St. Thomas Aquinas. Then they closed. Like, I went there for 2 years. I went there for 2 years.
So 135 was elementary.
Yeah.
And
well, so is St. Thomas as well. Okay. So 135, it's weird. So it's like the first couple of years, like so it's right across the school street from Naz High School, Nazareth. So that's East Flatbush. Don't remember the exact address, but that's East Flatbush. It was across the street. I think at third grade, you go to the building that's like more by like Utica, going towards like Crown Heights. Like by Empire, I think. Empire? No, Clarendon, I think. I don't remember the streets, but I could visualize it. And I transferred before. So my parents put me at St. Thomas when I should have went to that other school. And then from there, from St. Thomas, like I said, the 2 years, the school closed down. Everybody went to this school called Midwood Catholic Academy, but me and like...
Oh, that's not the Midwood Public School?
Nah. Okay. Nah. So me and a couple other people, like we branched off to other schools, but me and a couple people specifically, like some of my closest friends, we went to Mary Queen of Heaven, which actually recently, how far back did they close? I haven't been in tune with that school in a while.
At least Catholic schools are like such an insular community. Like nobody knows outside of them, like anything really about them. Yeah. Wait, so you from East Flatbush?
No, so I mean, I was born in Flatbush. A lot of people don't know that. I was born in Snyder, and then I lived in Haiti for a bit. From the film, I don't recall it, but I remember the film. I used to watch like the DVDs, not DVDs, cassettes. Used to watch the cassettes of me as a baby, walking around my diapers in Haiti, no shirt on. Just typical baby video type of stuff. Right.
So that's why I imagine. Your experience, you talking about school, talking about the summers. Like you're in Brooklyn next to all these very similar groups, but you're actually really different.
Very much so.
And so it's like that combined with Xavier, combined with, like the way your parents raised you, whatever it is, like all these things like come to shape you. And that's why it's cool to hear you say like, this is my mission with the pod. I have these skill sets and I just want to simply pass them down. Like it almost is in New York and in America, we hear that it's like, nah, it's got to be something more than that. You got to be doing it for the fame or something.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that comes with it. Like, you feel me? The monetization these days, that comes with it.
Right.
But it's like, that's not
what you're doing it for.
You feel me?
Right. There's like a bigger picture.
Because when I die, the content's not gonna die. It's still gonna be there.
You ever think about that? It's like,
I think of death all the time, but not like in that way. It's just like, how is that, like, everything gonna be in terms of like not preparation, but just like, I just be thinking like, what would life be like if I was to like, you know, be gone tomorrow?
Like your legacy.
That, but also, no, I'm just saying literally everything around me. But of course, my legacy as well. Yeah, for sure.
I think about that a lot with the podcasting, just creating in general.
Yeah,
like,
especially as an investor too. It's just like, for all the stuff I have, it's like, who's gonna take over that? Like, that's why I teach my sister, like, yo, hey, that happens to me. Like, this phone in my pocket, make sure you get into that, because
word,
you gotta have all the passwords. You gotta have everything.
Passphrase with the fucking all the different letters and shit.
Yeah, like,
write it on a piece of paper, take a picture.
Everything. Trust me, I got everything situated. Like, I hope my got me. But I make sure my sister know, like, you know, anything happen to me, like, at least you know you got this to fall on.
Yeah.
You know, at least you know I got insurance policy where currently right now you're the beneficiary until I have my family. You know, it's like, the kids gotta get that first, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
So what's your thoughts with that? Or like, where do you stand now with the family idea? I'm sure you want a family.
Absolutely.
Where do you stand with, like, is that something you plan for? Is that something you pursue? Is it something you like come to you?
I'm pursuing it, but at the same time letting it come to me, meaning like, it means exactly what I said it is.
Actively looking.
Yeah, like, you feel me? So it's like, even right now, like, I'm currently dating, you feel me? And it's just like, I look at things like that, like, yeah, it could be a couple months, couple weeks, whatever, but it's like, I'm still looking at, can I be here like a year from now? Can I be here 2 years from now? Can I actually start a family with you? You know what I mean? Like,
right. You gotta. Sometimes you get sense.
Like, it's real, cause, and I feel like, and I gotta give credit to Xavier, because it's like, it made me think of the important stuff. You feel me? Especially in this generation, a lot of people just dating for images, get married for images, stuff like that. Then boom, divorces, right? Boom, baby mother, baby father, like all this stuff. And I seen somebody say something where they said, it's funny how like those like legal court weddings are lasting longer than those big church weddings. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I was like, damn, that's
real, bro.
I don't know people like that. I don't know people that really got those type of weddings.
The ring pop weddings.
If that's the case, shit, that says a lot. Because they're really, bro, there's a lot of people that do it look at celebrities. They do it for the image. They do it for the image. Like, the minute that there's some baby mama, he says, she said, baby daddy drama, like, boom, they just off and on to the next celebrity. They ain't each other, like, just passing around each other and shit. Like,
yeah, like aimless.
Yeah.
What are you really here for? What are we trying to do with
the athletes, bro? Look at some of these dudes. You got some of these dudes getting girls 20 years older than them pregnant.
What's up with that, bro? I understand older men with younger women. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I get it. Why are there younger men who are like specifically not just fetishizing older women, but they being caught? Like, they're getting caught up. Like, why is that happening? Like, young athletes that have the whole world at their disposal. What's happening there?
I can't speak for that, but I feel like if I had to take a guess, I just feel like it comes from their upbringing. Like, if they were like mama's boys, I feel like they probably see a bit of their mom in these women. 'Cause
they be older, bro.
Yeah, so they probably see a little bit of their mom.
They'll be like 18, 19,
and they're
20,
trained, they're caring.
50s plus women.
And plus, it's like they know, like, because a lot of them are very, very
Freud
young.
shit there.
So it's like a lot of them, they have all this money, they don't know what to do with it. But not just the money, but they know they have power, they have fame, they don't know what to do with it. They need somebody to guide them.
It's so like, same way, hire an agent.
I know, and they could do that, but it's like, you see how like they say a man's supposed to lead and provide for a woman?
It's like, bro.
It's like, okay, I could provide, but I can't lead. So they look at these older women to lead them and stuff like that.
That's wild, because that's like...
And these older women, they could be in it for, they're in it for it, but at the same time, they're still moving like they're the ones that's guiding them.
And therefore, they can cut it off at any point.
That too.
And
so it's like, yeah, like there's certain athletes that come to mind. I just don't want to say it out loud, but it's
I mean, shit, bro.
Like, I mean,
a spade is spade. Travis Hunter is in a bad situation.
Oh shit, he's one of them. But she's older than him? I thought they was like the same age.
No, but it's like the same concept though. Like
Nah, I
you're
get
getting
it, though.
caught
Yeah,
up
yeah.
in just
like the first person I think of Jalen
somebody
Green.
that sees an easy target.
Jalen Green. That's
Yeah, he comes to mind for sure.
Yeah, like Drea. I get it. Drea is somebody herself, but it's like she been there, she done that, she know what's up. So
And
it's like
she moves
and that's
like
why,
that, and he sees that.
and that's why she could do what she want to do because it's like he knows like she don't need him,
What
but
are they
she getting a
leveraging,
lot
though?
of
Like, is it
benefits out of
lust?
him.
Or is it just like I
feel
you
like
to
that.
mommy me?
Oh no, it's definitely. I feel like it's a lust thing because I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking about myself. Like I'm sure like if I was a celebrity tomorrow, like I know. Like I
I went on the
I-
50-year-old baby mother too.
Nah, it's not that. It's just like I know
Who you would
who's
go
on
after?
the list. I know who's on the list.
Oh, now he got the
You feel
hit
me?
list.
I know who's on the list, but at the same time, it's like most of
I'm
them would be
crying.
like my age range. Was just like if I was
Who's on the hit list?
damn. I know I said I know, but I'm actually capping. But but you get what I'm trying to say. Like it's like
What's her name?
if I had a
Richard
celebrity, it's
Pryor's
just like,
daughter.
damn, like I would just like wake up the next day and think, okay, who can
It
I
can't
bag
be the
today?
ones that's, in
you know what
the
I mean?
rotation, though. It got to be the low key ones.
No, of course,
like
of course.
the B-list movies.
Of course, but it's like you would just wake up and be like, damn, who am I gonna go bag today? Like you know what I mean? Like
See, that's
and
the
I
thing
feel
too,
like
celebrities discriminate on the basis of who you are as a celebrity.
nah, because think about the way these kids are so young. I don't think they know like really who these older women are like that. Like
guess
especially like this generation, like bro, they wasn't listening.
Word.
Like they don't.
I hardly know what the fuck she does.
Nah, but people like they don't even
So
know
Drea.
like they don't even know like this was probably a big art. Like they probably know. Okay, somebody told me this was a lit
Wasn't
R&B.
She was like the original influencer, right? Like
True say, I don't even know who she is. True
the
say,
fuck her Bernice
But
Burgos. I
I'm
never
ju-
even seen you speak.
yeah, Bernice, yeah, she's just an influencer. But it's just like what I'm trying to say is just like with these young dudes, I feel like they don't even know. Like somebody could tell them, oh yeah, this who used to be like a lit R&B singer back in the 90s or something.
All right.
They're like, okay, so she good. Like okay, man, she look good for her age.
Word.
And then
They
she's
want
like,
the
oh,
clouded ones.
like hey. I'm not saying this is anybody specific, but it's like, hey, I'm washed up. Oh, this young dude wants me. I don't mind. Like, you know what I
Say
mean?
less.
Especially too, it's just like they know.
I got my bag back.
I ain't gonna lie, like you said, it's a lust thing too, because it's like they know they ain't.
It's a weird dynamic.
They haven't had a young boy in a minute, so if they want to go
It's
for the young boy. They think
definitely-
the young boy go wild them up.
It's a psychological Freudian dynamic. Like
No, I definitely feel like for the guys though, it stems from the whole mother thing. Like they're mama's boys. Like they don't know how to take care of themselves like that. But yeah, like I said,
yeah, you see that a little often. Like they become like
for the
pacifiers.
older women though, they in it for the bride. I don't care what nobody say. They in it for the bride. Like there's no other
I mean,
reason.
it's also what they want at that age too.
Think
like,
about
young
it.
Man,
Think about
like,
it.
I
It'll
get
be a
that
girl.
part of it too.
You tell a girl right now you 2 years, like she tell you her age, you're like, damn, I'm 2 years younger than you. Oh, you such a baby. Oh, like
Shut up.
You're not my type.
Bro.
You 2 years younger with a bag, they don't care. Like people could tell you it's not about the money, it's always about the money, bro. But it's not about the money materialistically, it's just about what comes with the money,
Like,
the power,
yeah, the lifestyle,
things that you could do. Like
how sustainable you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like how much could we keep like depending on this. That's just the problem with transactional.
Like
love.
I've dated girls who like were super spiritual and stuff like that and try to say stuff like, oh, like you care about money too much, or you care about business too much and shit like that. It's just like, well, for one, I have dreams and goals that you can't see because clearly we're not on the same wavelength. But two, it's like it's not about me having money to, you know, hold and touch and spend, but it's about what I could do. Imagine me and you get married and we have a big house. Kids could play in the backyard. We got cars. You know, like
Yeah, it's because of the sacrifice.
but it's because I put that in front of like a date. Now it's like it's a problem. But if I came with the money already,
this is the time. Look,
and I
this
took you
is-
on those Instagram dates that you wanted to take so bad, would it be a problem? Not at all.
Right, yeah. That's the problem with the transactional thing, bro. Because men are gonna look for the same things and attract a certain kind of woman who's looking for the same things that are like transactional too. It creates this like weird, like, why are we even doing this if we know what we're gonna get out of it is something we've already had? Something that's kind of like, it's like, you know, dopamine hits or whatever with like dating. It's kind of like, it's like slot machines. That's what it feels like. It's like, oh, maybe this one. Maybe this one. And then if the other one's thinking the same thing, it's like, bro, y'all are never gonna match up.
And that's the thing, because it's like you might get those 2 7s.
Yeah, but that don't mean shit.
No, I'm saying
that might happen pretty often.
You get those 2 7s, you waiting to see if that third 7 is gonna hit.
It does.
And it doesn't. But when you're at that stage of the 2 7s, you're like, oh yeah, this is like, even if this 7 don't hit, it's like I might be content. But then it's like that third 7 don't hit, and you see why it didn't hit, and you just like, yeah, nah.
I'm dating, bro. These young kids. What artists you been fucking with, like music artists? Because I mean, like new music is tough, bro. Like to really pin down. They could be like local or national.
No. But like, I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple artists that I like because that's home team, such as my guy Cotrelli. He's not like he's one of them old school like lyrical New York type of guys. That's my guy right there. That's my friend right there. Like I'm always with him. If 9 times out of 10 you see me post him on my story, like on social media, stuff like that. I like Clay Frazier because he got that like he's also like one of my boys too, but he's like one of them dudes who make like that like hustle grind, like Meek Mill, get money, get fly type of music.
Folk rap?
Nah, it's not like no drug shit. It's
just but like
I'm saying like get fly, get money, like motivational type.
Motivational word.
You know what I mean? And then I like True Vinci because that's my dog too. Like he does clothing too. He got a clothing brand distinct by True. You probably see me post his clothes, like actually wear his clothes and stuff like that. Because like his music though is like versatile. Because he takes pride in versatility. He likes to do every sound, but he mostly like has like a good like Caribbean, like a Caribbean sound. But he also likes to do music for the girls too. He could rap like for real rap, and it's crazy because like when you see him as an artist that does, like I said, the Caribbean music, the girl music, and then come out nowhere and start rapping, it's just like, okay, this kid's talented. He's very marketable too. I could see bro going a long way. And but one artist that I really like, actually it's two artists I like. Lee Ford. I like Lee Ford a lot. He is like a Dave East type of guy, but it's like I like the Philly style to it. Like it just hits harder. Like
that Philly accent hits, bro.
Yeah, like, and not even just like the Philly lingo, like
the slang is.
Yeah, like I like the flows too. He got like nice flows and stuff.
It's like heavy hitter. It's like punches.
I think they say he got 4 years, so I think he'll be home soon. But I fuck with Lee Ford heavy.
People that are close to you, but also like really local and stuff.
Now Lee Ford, he's from Philly.
No, yeah, I know. Outside of him.
No, but Lee Ford, he was getting there though. I ain't gonna lie. Like he if he didn't go to jail, like I feel like he'd be mainstream right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I look at him like a Pooh Shiesty. Yeah, like I see him on that. I saw him on that level before he got locked up.
Wow.
But one artist, like underground artist, I don't know. He from ATL. His name is DJ G. He's nice. He reminds me of PNB Rock. He really makes some good music. I fuck with his music heavy. Like, and that's me genuinely fucking with his shit. Like, yeah.
You said Atlanta?
ATL, yeah, facts.
Word.
I saw him on The Radar.
Okay.
I saw him on The Radar. I liked that one song, and then I just started listening to his stuff. He's a young kid too. Like I don't know how old he is, but he seemed like he's like a teenager. So he's
okay. Word, yeah. We need some of the injection of youth into this, bro. Because
he's nice.
A lot of.
So we got the youth. RP to what's it? LGP Qua, I think that was his name. Yeah, I think it's LGB Qua. He's from Philly too. He unfortunately passed away like last week, 2 weeks ago. And he was somebody that his music and his freestyles were like more to motivate the youth. You know, like all the big guys like Meek and Quilly and what's the dude name? Not Quilly, Gilly the Kid. Like those are guys that were really like promoting him and stuff like that. Like, you know, this is a young, you know, they say the young bull. That's how they talk young out bull. There. Yeah, like, but his music was motivational. Like it was really inspiring kids. You know, put the guns down, stay in school, stuff like that.
Sounds like he would be on your podcast.
Yeah, I saw that was another one on The Radar. Thought he was fire. I seen one of his freestyle videos. I thought it was fire. He did like this Jay-Z sample, the lyrical exercise one, and then I was listening to it. Then a couple months later, boom, passed away. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, damn, bro, like that shit hurt. Cause I'm just like, damn, that was
you following somebody's journey.
Yeah, that was a good. Yeah, it was like, damn, like kind of felt like Lil Snoop. Like
word, wow.
Yeah, like to me, that's how it felt for me. I was like, damn, I felt the same way I felt when Lil Snoop passed. I was like, damn, bro, like out of nowhere like that. Like he wasn't doing nothing to nobody, like just like that. It's crazy.
Would you consistently have artists on? Because
nah,
I know
I don't work with artists at all.
platform is about.
It's not even that. It's just what comes with the artist. Like artists be doing too much, bro.
Wow, you
don't get me wrong though. I'm not. Yeah, because I tell artists all the time, I'm not doing that. Like that's a dub. Like,
but you got like a serious knowledge and understanding of like the culture for real. So it's interesting that you drew the line so quick.
Yeah, because not even that, but also too, me and True Venture, the same artist I mentioned, we want to start our own platform too, like a on the radar type of thing, like or one of those hanging mics type of things. My producer for my previous producer of podcast, he has his own show called The Red Couch Show too, where his is more instrumental based though. So it's like he has artists up there, but it's artists who like play an instrument.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's called The Red Couch. My boy Ross, shout out to Ross. He just got engaged. He just had his baby not too long ago. So, I'm rooting for him and his little family going right now.
You got a lot of friends that podcast and all that? You got a lot of friends that podcast and all that? That were just like, creative stuff like this, like visual stuff?
Yeah, I got a good amount. I can't think off the top of my head, but I definitely know I got a good amount.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I've been trying to get to know more people who specifically do podcasts. I know tons of journalists and media members and organizers, politicians, but not many people who do like podcasting, because it is kind of like a specific thing to do. People think that there is like, everybody has a podcast. Celebrities do. People who have, a brand to push, they have podcasts. But, like everyday people or like people on the come up, it's not too many podcasts, at least in like the real New York inner culture. They're the ones that we know of and that we watch. But like other than that, I mean, I guess it's like a
because a lot of them are even thing, but podcasts, they're more like talk shows.
Right. Right.
And I feel like because, especially too in the black community, I feel like it's a thing because, black people love to rant. They like to go on live, fess people up, as they call it. Even if it's not fess people up, people like to just black about their day. And like go off about their day. Yeah, so it's like now you could do it on YouTube.
What you think podcasting
make money off of it?
Has off of that. It. What do you think podcasting does specifically for the black community? Because like you said, black people like to have a voice. We like to have a platform and entertain.
Entertain, educate,
inspire.
And inspire. Yeah, you could say that.
That's what I like to do.
Entertain, educate, and inspire. Because I would say entertain because obviously, there's a lot of fuckery going on in the black community and with all types of content, not just podcasts, but social media, TikToks, all these challenges and stuff like that. Educate because, there's a lot of people that are teaching stuff out there. Even if they're not like teaching like directly, it's like you could learn something. Like even if you're watching one of these little drill rappers talking their shit, it's like, okay, you could learn about this neighborhood. Okay, you could learn about this person. Learn about his struggle, where he came from. And then inspire because, of course, the people watching it, they want to do something similar, whether they want to be the person interviewing or they want to be the person as the guest, or whatever it is. Like if they want to start something else based off of that. Because I feel like the key to everything is problem solving. And that's how you can be successful at anything. Solve your problems. So when it comes to inspiration, it's like people might see your flaws and what you're doing, and they'll just take it and take opportunity of it, like you mentioned earlier. And they'll create something similar just with that twist. So if, like even for my platform, right? People compare me to Earn Your Leisure. So what do? I look at Earn Your Leisure. I look at their flaws. I look at what they're not doing. I try to apply that to my platform to see if that will help. And not just their platform, but other platforms that are, just as successful as theirs.
Right.
If not more.
Right. It's all the timing with a lot of this podcasting stuff because you can be good at it, but not have, the recognition or, the algorithm, whatever it is.
Right.
And you can have a huge platform and you can be a terrible podcaster and not entertaining or not. You don't have anything valuable to share. I mean, people have a tolerance for that. Some people like that stuff. But for, stuff like what we're doing is like educational, inspirational, entertaining as well. These are skills that like you need to have it. Like you either have it or you don't. I don't know if you feel like that. Like I mean,
it's always, and that's the thing. It's never teachable either. That's something you just gotta have.
I think so too, bro. Because I think you can. Like, how would you do a podcasting class? Like, of course you can be like, maintain your audience's engagement.
My first producer, he has like a whole course. I don't know if it dropped yet, but I know he'd be doing.
I mean, shit,
like, he'd be doing like reels and stuff like that, where he like teaches concepts and stuff that he used to tell me personally. Like he's teaching it publicly now, so yeah.
It's the art of having a conversation and carrying it and making it relevant and making it so that the cameras in the medium can't really tell that it's for them, for the audience. It's really just between you two. You want it to be for the audience too. You're making it for them, but you don't want to make it seem like it's that. It's more like y'all are just able. We're letting y'all tap into this conversation that you wouldn't otherwise be able to hear. But it's like, nah, you want to hear this, so we gonna let you though. But it's for y'all, but like this is really between us. Like that's the best stuff. And that's why people like the streaming thing, like the live streaming. I think it can get a little corny because
it's like iCarly basically.
Word, that's a crazy way to put it.
And I was gonna say too, that's why I was giggling just a bit, because it's like, listen, Oprah's not gonna be here for long. All these people that are doing talk shows, like even Maury, somebody could take over that show soon. You know what I mean? Like, so somebody, the person that has that it factor is gonna be the one to take over.
Yo, iCarly is a crazy callback. I forgot that's what they were doing, right? They're streaming.
That's what Casanat basically is. He's a black iCarly.
Yo, that's wild.
Like, because if you think about, because like a lot of
iCarly is
think about a lot of people have like I like him because he's like creative in the sense of like, well, I like him because he's creative, but also too he's showing what the New York lifestyle was. Like he's like, even though he might not, you know, be directly in New York and walking the streets of New York like there's some sort of documentary, he's showing people what it is. He's showing people, you know, what the West Indian culture is like. He's showing people what the Bronx is like. You know, he's showing people.
That's
like,
where he's from, is the Bronx?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's giving people a glimpse of like, yo, like even though he's not saying this is what my lifestyle is like, he's still showing you what it is.
He embodies the realness that he comes from, and people can feel that.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of other people, it's just like, it's a niche thing. So it's like when you have a niche thing, even for me, you have a niche thing, you're gonna be so focused on that. It's like you don't really get a chance to. I mean, yeah, you get somewhat of a chance to show like how it applies to you, but because you're so focused on just the niche itself, it's like you're not gonna relate to everybody. Not everybody's gonna feel you on certain things. And not only that, but it's not going to be 110% organic, where it's like, you know, like for example, with me, like businesses, obviously I don't do everything in the world, but I could talk about what I've done. But of course, my guests, they could come and talk about what they did. So it's like the things that I didn't do that they did, you're going to feel it from them, but you're not going to feel nothing from me, because I'm just sitting there asking questions. Or even if I do make those relations, it's like any sort of like, I guess, analogies or any sort of like stories that I have that might be relatable, they don't hit that hard because I'm not the person that did whatever it is, right? So I feel like with him though, again, he's doing the same shit that he was probably doing in high school. Yes. He's doing the same shit that he was doing when he was in middle school.
It's more of like he's the center of the content, whereas you like to give a platform to others, and like it's like you're the host producer. Yeah. I mean, that's literally what you are. But that's more of like your personality too, is like, I'm going to set this up the way that I think it will be the best. And they going to kind of like express themselves and whatnot. Whereas he is like, it's just me.
Yeah. Like there's this one dude, he's a cameraman, and I don't think he lives in New York anymore, but I know he definitely still does New York videos. KJ Shot It. He's one of the big cameramen in New York right now. And he does streams with artists. But it's like, again, yeah, I mean, understanding he's more than just a cameraman, like I could see where the viewers could sense him a bit, like, you know, relate to him a bit, and seeing like who he is as a person and getting to understand his life. But they're there to see artists, so it's like when they watch those streams, they're not really like, his niche is to highlight the artist. So these people that are watching the streams, they're not getting a sense of who he is. Like, yeah, I guess they could tell a little bit through personality, but they don't get to hear his story. They don't get to see, you know, what he goes through on a day-to-day outside of just his stream with the artist, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not really like his full self.
And even with the artist side, it's like you don't really know who the artist is. You don't really get a sense of who they are.
Yeah,
they're just there to just play some music. They're just there to play some music. Some of them probably put a little bit of a forced personality to try to get people to like them.
Yeah.
So where it's like,
it's funny because
it's great content, but it's not like authentic in that sense. You know what I mean?
Bro, yeah. So this is a concept I think about all the time. So artists used to fake it all the time. Like outside of 50 Cent, bro, a lot of these niggas was not like that, bro.
That's a fact.
But it was cool because it's like, it's just hip hop. It's just rap.
I mean, 6ix9ine. But that's the thing. Some of us, we know, like 6ix9ine, we knew.
But that's like like a real fraudulent, phony dickhead. Like that's not the same thing. Like
he was proud to Jack that,
saying he was like the most gangster motherfucker. That's different. And, you know, the way they would dress and stuff like that. It's a persona. 6ix9ine, you wilding for respect doing dumb shit, and you're not like that. And, I mean, he got caught up. So it's like, do you want people faking it to, like, fit an image? And especially when the image is, like, mad violent or, like, destructive, stupid. It's, like, pointless. Whereas back in the day, yeah, it was, like, gangster shit that they was trying to be. But it was, like, you have more depth as an artist than these people do now. They just trying to fit an image. These people now, they don't really, it's like, bro, you pushing out dumb shit, acting a certain way. It doesn't hit me. I don't feel that. You might as well just fake that you something else, because that gangsta image don't fit you.
Right.
So it's like, should they fake it or not? Just like be yourself.
Bro, everybody loves
people
a
gonna
good
call
story.
them corny and shit.
Everybody loves a good story. Like one thing that I've actually got back into, which like surprised even me, is like even watching wrestling. Because
I've heard of research.
Yeah, because like there's been research because like one, how well they've been able to incorporate like more than just wrestling, like media and celebrities and stuff like that.
Shit, they got
and also too, it's just like the storytelling has gotten better, you know.
I don't understand that. There's like the DraftKings
it's cinematic
WWE package.
Because it's cinematic now. It's like, I mean, sometimes you could tell what's going on, like you could predict it, but other times,
I mean, it's
they put the plot twist and all this stuff on it to where it's like it's just pure cinema.
And also, I think the characters and like the stories and the drama, like the high drama, people miss that.
Like, who would have ever thought John Cena was gonna be a bad guy? I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I had a feeling it was gonna happen. I didn't know it was gonna happen how it happened, but I had a feeling.
But what makes him a bad guy in wrestling? I'm not too familiar with like the storylines, but
so I mean,
what makes him like a bad guy versus a good guy? Just like
it's just your actions, really, what you do.
Why he started?
Yeah, he started kicking people in the nuts.
Nuts on the table. He's like, "Fuck you guys."
That's literally what it was.
This is my league. Oh, it's yeah. We've been pushing it. That's 2 hours right there.
You already 2 hours. Oh my lord!
I didn't think it was gonna go that far.
It's good. You can go forever. We just spitting some gems on this.
Okay.
But yeah, that's our time though.
Yeah.
We gotta follow this up, obviously.
Oh, of course. This could be on What's Cooking platform though.
Do the home and home.
You can do 2 shows.
I mean, shit, we might have to do a whole mini series at this point.
It might seem like it.
Yeah.
Might have to come to Brooklyn.
Oh no, not
What's
yet.
Cooking Podcast.
Do outro and then do I'll take like thumbnails for YouTube.
How long?
In 2 minutes.
Okay, go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
This is a 2-minute that I could attest to. But
so, you know, it was a pleasure having me up on this platform. You know, I'm happy. I was excited for this. I didn't know what to expect. I know you got a big studio and all that, so I was like, I didn't know. I had nerves coming up here. I seen some of your content before. I didn't get a chance to really do my homework, but you know, I seen the content you have, and it's like, damn. I was like, do I even feel worthy enough to be here? But I said, nah, fuck it, we coming though. Yeah,
bro, you brought a story of authenticity and something really unique that I know the viewers are gonna take away. You bring value, and you have a valuable podcast, bro, with a mission. It's really noble stuff, and I'm serious about that.
Yeah.
There's not many people who are trying to develop the youth, or you know, it could be a 6-year-old dude who's trying to
That's true.
make a startup. You know, so it's real valuable stuff. And yeah, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, so
having a good story.
You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. What's Cooking _NYC. My fault.
Hey, go ahead, promote.
What's Cooking NYC. So it's COKIN'. Well, not on the username though, but COKIN_NYC. The show itself on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all those streaming platforms is What's Cooking NYC. COKIN', because you know you're from New York, so you know got put a little slang to it.
But yeah, I'll
gotta be careful when you say that too. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, I was gonna say that too, but I was like, I gotta be careful who hears that. Dropping the G is crazy.
But no, I do really appreciate you coming on, bro. And yeah, till the next time, get a good episode.